Yeah, dust off the old co-host here. and talked to you in a while.
It's only been a week, right?
Yeah, it's
only been a week, I think. It feels like it's been forever.
Ain't enough.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, we hear that Leon is still here.
Leon!
I ain't going nowhere.
I can't get rid of this son of a bitch.
No, I'm back by popular demand.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Well,
Your demand?
It was my demand.
Yeah.
Your mom?
I demanded
Your mom?
that I come
Look in
back.
the mirror.
Yeah, my mom was like, "Baby, you sound so good on that show. They need to let you on every week."
When are you going back on that
I'll
good
talk
show?
to her, Mama.
Stop doing that funny book shit you
Yeah.
doing on that other show.
Those homos you hang out with. Talk about girls on that other show. My baby loves women. I'm telling all my
Hanging
friends who
out
love
with-
women.
Hey, man, I just hang out with those other losers trying to make them seem cool.
Okay, I get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's what I thought.
And that you do, my friend.
Yeah, secrets with us. Mum's the
Yeah,
word.
yeah. Just don't tell nobody. I would hate for that to get out to the Spill members.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's not like
no,
we don't
no.
broadcast this or anything.
Of course
no,
not.
don't
No.
do that.
Never.
Especially don't put it on the internet where it can go all over the world.
Your secret is safe with us.
Cool.
Well, let me tell you what the plan is. We have you here, Leon, for a reason. We get back again. You did one with us, had a great time.
Yeah, it was
but
fun.
But you are back now for a reason. I'm gonna get into that reason after we introduce do our proper introduction here,
Yes.
because Leon's just itching right here. Look, he's
Yeah,
sitting
he
up there.
is.
He's ready. He's talking about, I'm ready.
I
Leon,
can
you
tell
ready?
Yeah,
You look
I'm
ready. Oh,
See, I ain't
boy,
good enough.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
Don't
wait,
waste our
Give
time.
me a minute. I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right,
I'm
now,
ready.
uh,
I'm ready.
Now get that penis out of your mouth and like really do it this time. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
get-
why you gotta?
Yeah, get the nuts out your mouth and act like you ready. You know. Well, co-host,
All right, hey.
are you ready?
I'm born ready, sir.
You born ready? I'm ready.
Wait,
Leon,
you guys
you
that ready? Okay,
Oh,
now
you
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Hold on. I'm not ready yet.
Wait,
Hold on.
yeah, I got
All
it.
right, now I'm ready.
All right.
Damn,
he's ready.
Ready?
One,
Okay,
two.
ready? Let's do this. Do this. Okay.
Damn, man.
No. I've been practicing this for 2 weeks.
Damn, man, just fucked
Let's
up.
do this.
Fuck
this.
Well, We'll edit it out.
Okay,
I know.
All right, I got it.
Fucked up
Let's
our flow.
do this.
No, too late, man.
No?
you there's a skill to this. All
Yeah,
right?
see,
I-
there's technique. You need to go in the bathroom, put your head in the toilet, and yell, "Let's do this!"
I
about
swear,
5
see,
times and then flush.
You guys make it look easy. That's what people don't know.
Damn, co-host, boy.
Yo.
These amateurs, man. Damn.
Hey, you hire him.
Three simple words, man.
I never talk shit about you guys again. You're true professionals.
I'm not gonna hate on you though, because you brought the pork rinds. I mean, it is pure decadence up in here. And seriously, we are eating chocolate, pork rinds, and wine with no flavor.
Yes, we were drinking some
vinegar.
old nasty wine. Yes.
We're not lying about that.
No, we're not. I mean, Corey basically poured us a goblet of grape vinegar.
And Leon, right? Listen, pork rinds.
Yep.
In fact, I'm looking at it. Con gusto, hot and spicy.
Chicharrones.
Pork rinds,
right.
and then
From across the border.
And then I have some chocolate that Absinthe Blonde actually gave me while I was in London. That was because you asked me like, how old is this shit here? I was like, man, this is fresh. This is fresh chocolate. It's been
Coming
in my
from Corey, you
suitcase
know
for a
that
few
she's been
days.
under his bed for years.
My
Like,
drawers have been all over it.
last
but
year's
it's
Easter,
Like,
Easter candy.
Hey, this ain't chocolate.
Hey, somebody took a dump in a carton.
Well, that's what happened.
Some 2 girls in a cup shit.
This peanut flavor.
Absinthe Blonde, and who else put that together?
Nick Hodges. That's the other chick. But so
Nobody knows who that is.
that's the guy. I've been talking about Nick the whole time. Nick is the guy who threw the party in London, the Spill party.
So we've been having a lot of interaction with the Spill members lately.
Man, a lot of, because you hung out. All right. So the reason why Leon is here is because Leon wants to talk about his trip to New York. I've told it, but I'm sure I've told it wrong.
Well, you might have told it right. I feel like I've told it so much now.
But
I haven't heard it.
Everybody's
I want to
heard
hear
it.
the
Oh, you
tales,
gotta hear this.
the
You haven't
tales
heard
of
it?
Leon.
I've already talked about my London trip. In fact, I just did a podcast with like 3 people from London, and so I'm not going to even get into my trip right now. I'll probably talk about my cousin a little bit. But because I ain't never taled about that.
we never get tired of that.
Man, no, but
cheerio and fuck you motherfuckers.
pretty much. But okay, Coach, you got to hear this.
Yeah.
Now let me do the setup here.
Yeah, you do the setup.
So this junket came up, and I want everybody to kind of travel, man. So Leon has never got to go on a junket. As you were going to go to New York
He had
one time.
failed attempt.
And right when he was going to go, he was going to go see a Michael Douglas movie.
Yeah.
And on his way, they were like, flights are canceled due to 9/11 attacks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and we're not joking.
No,
Yikes.
it's not. It's like I'm all set to go on this trip to New York, and I'm thinking about it. And then somebody that morning, I wasn't watching TV. Somebody gave me a call the morning right before I was about to leave, and crying. It's like, can you believe what happened in New York with those planes hitting the towers? And I was like, say what?
Now during the anniversary, do you tell people that could have been me?
No,
I was there.
No, on the anniversary says, man, fuck. Do you know I could have gone to New York on a press junket? And then they had to like crash planes into a
no.
building.
Like, I had these big plans, and then these
the world had to
shitheads
end.
had to like.
Yeah, he's not thinking about people dying. He's thinking, damn, I have to come there to ruin my plans.
that's why they
Such
did
an
it.
inconvenience.
They did it just to keep me from going.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Shit, fucking Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking America's plans to go see press junkets. I mean, come on. Go
Pissed
America.
off. Yeah,
For a
they're pissed
movie
off
that
you
turned
didn't
out
buy
to be
their
shitty
shit.
anyway.
But then this other press junket came up for a movie called Notorious. I didn't even know what it was about, but I just said, you know who would be perfect for this? Leon would. So I said, Leon, do you want to go to New York? And he's like, hell yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be great. Now, I'm over in London. I'm thinking, okay, Leon went to New York. He's probably having a great time at this point while I'm over here suffering and shit. And I'm coming back from London. I land in New York. I'm spending the night there. And I call him up and I say, hey, man, I'm in New York right now. Just reminded me, you were just here. How was your trip? And
well, basically, the trip was supposed to be they fly me out there. I mean, this is all on Fox Studios dime. I ain't paying nothing. And they were going to fly me out there Friday, get there around noon. Part of the festivities was a bus tour by Biggie Smalls' mom, because the movie Notorious is about the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
So it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That guy.
it's like his
Big
mom
baby.
and one of his best friends were taking everybody on a bus tour, and then you see the screening Friday night. Then Saturday was when you do the interview the stars, Angela Bassett and Derek Luke and a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wasn't gonna fly back till Sunday night, so I'd have all day Saturday night and all day Sunday to just do whatever I want, play around New York. And I'm talking to people, I'm getting every plan. This is how you get to the museum. This is what you do here. You make sure you do this.
Got the full itinerary going on. Yeah.
So I get to New York, and it's cold as a motherfucker right now. First off, I mean, I was like, I was dressed up warm, and I was like, I was not prepared for this shit.
It's colder than a witch's vagina.
Yeah.
my brother used to say, boy, it's cold in a grave digger's ass outside.
Yeah.
And then when the wind was blowing, he'd say, that hawk is out there.
That's Chicago, but yeah. But yeah, I get to the hotel. Nice hotel, the W. You couldn't expect anything better. More shishi in downtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
And I go to check in. First, they couldn't find my name. They finally say, okay, we have you checked in for Friday. And it's like, well, that should be Friday and Saturday. No, it just says Friday. I'm like, well, my plane doesn't leave till Sunday, so it's got to be Saturday too. And well, I'll tell you what. We'll just make some calls, and I'm sure we'll get this taken care of. Oh, by the way, we're gonna need to hold your credit card just for any extra expenses you take. If you take some out of a minibar.
Just in
I was
case.
like, okay.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, 20th Century Fox.
yeah, I'm already not feeling easy about this. And I'm like, I hope they get this shit worked out. So then I get to the room. It's nice. I better set my stuff down. I like figure maybe I should go over with these people and register. And I go to like, hey, do I need a pack? They're like, what are you doing here? You got to get on the bus. The bus is leaving in 5 minutes. You need to get on the bus right now. Just go to the bus. What are you doing standing here? Get to the bus. I mean, they really were like hustling me onto it.
Is that for the Biggie Smalls tour?
Yeah, for the Biggie Smalls tour.
And his family was on this bus?
Well, it's his mom and a guy who used to like be his producer or his
Puff
best friend.
Daddy?
Or something. No, hell no.
Puff Daddy has nothing to do
Daddy?
with this. Does he have anything to do with the movie at all?
Well, okay,
It was a guy named Fluff Daddy.
Derek Luke plays Puff Daddy in the movie.
Yeah?
He figures prominently, but as far as like people they talk to, as far as put it together, not really. They didn't really talk to him. I mean, they said he came by the set one day, and even he coming by, a lot of people was like, "Man, this dude got an ego. He gonna take over your whole movie. You better be careful."
Shit.
Really?
Yeah, but they say he just came. He just showed up with his entourage and his sunglasses and looked around and was like, tight. Left.
Good job, yo. Left. Yo.
Tight. Sort of proper. Remember that old MC Hammer shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
pork rinds trying to talk. I'm sorry.
Very professional.
Did he do that for Taco Bell or KFC? I can't remember.
Both.
He did it for both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All that shit was proper.
Yeah, Pepsi. Yeah, Nick, you got it. Yeah, yeah. He loved that shit.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm packed on this tour bus. I mean, they packed this tour bus with journalists. Like, it was almost wasn't enough places for everybody to sit. Mm-hmm. And it's freezing outside. It's like 20 degrees, but on the bus, the heater cranked up to 80. So you packed on all this gear, and everybody's sweating and can barely breathe. Like, there's like no ventilation. And the guy's trying to talk to us, and it's that slow traffic in Manhattan that's just stop.
Yeah.
I'm just like, could you people move out of my fucking way?
That's why whenever you see a car chase in New York in the middle of Manhattan,
that's ridiculous.
That's fictional.
Yeah,
that is
completely fictional. Or whenever you see empty streets.
Oh yeah, no, you might as well have a flying car or something going through that shit. 'Cause it ain't happening while you on the street with wheels.
There's a lot of empty streets in that Punisher movie. I tell you.
So to go what must have been maybe 3 miles over the Brooklyn Bridge, it took us about 45 minutes.
This is where Biggie crossed right here, this bridge.
Okay, you making a joke, but that's basically what they were doing. We get over there, they're like, okay, this is the elementary school he went to. Yeah, okay, we're gonna stop so y'all can take pictures. And I'm thinking, why?
Yeah,
I mean, there were people like going to looking with starry-eyed and say, okay, moving on. Okay, now here's the high school that he dropped out of. And while we were in front of there, some kid threw a big ass rock at the bus.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah, basically.
Bitches. Call them tricks.
So we drive a little bit further into Bed-Stuy, into the ghetto.
You didn't tell me.
I forgot about that.
What
just
kid
now.
threw a rock?
Yeah, it was a big ass. I mean, it's like you're in Beirut, you get hit by a mortar shell. It was just like kablow, and looked out, and some kid threw a rock. It was a huge ass rock.
That's what the Palestinians do. They're fighting. They throw rocks.
You have George Bush on your bus there? What was going on, man? Throwing shoes and shit?
So he's giving a rocket launcher.
And to your left, there's Charlie Bronson fighting off a street gang. There you go.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a press junket for House of Saddam. But so anyway, you drive further into Bed-Stuy, and they say, okay, now we're gonna get off and we're gonna walk around and take a tour. Like he grew up in this house right here.
Did you go walk after getting that?
Yeah,
getting that rock? Don't you walk?
Yes, they had us get off and walk. Well, the first fuck that was like, after sweating, you get off, and it's back to 28 degrees. I'm like, as happy as I was to get off that bus,
man,
I want to beat back on. Let me back on.
Yeah, please, yeah. Please, open the door, please.
Rock hits you on the back of the head.
Can't you people take a joke?
Yeah, right. It's that same kid throws a rock at the back of his head. Bitch!
I know. I want an Easter egg. Anyway, so then we outside walking around the neighborhood. My teeth would chatter. I'm like, it's fucking cold out here. And so his mom was narrating this part of the tour, except she talks very softly. So I couldn't hear.
Was she a smoker?
No. She's kind of a soft-spoken woman. And so with so many people they had in the tour, you couldn't hear her.
Speak up, Biggie's mom.
Can't
hear you in the back.
Like, the other dude who was his buddy, who was kind of like, he used to sling packets right over here on this corner right there.
That's the Mickey D's where he would hang out a lot.
Yeah, he had a quarter pounder over here.
That's where he took a shit.
So we stood out there forever. And at one point, I maneuvered myself to be right behind her so I could hear. And then, then it wasn't so much her talking like this. It was more her talking like this. So I'm like, damn, I still can't hear her.
Damn, man.
Just freezing.
You supposed to be taking notes or something while this is going on?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is
that quiz on Biggie Smalls after this?
But you had like the younger journalists, the ones who were from like radio stations, and the kids who were around 24. They were enraptured. They were just like, oh, this is, I can't believe I'm in the place where they shot all those music videos. Like
all 500 of them.
I was like, I just want to go like, do you hear what you just said? You're impressed that you're in a video shoot location.
Were there some big bootied hoes out there too, dancing in like Daisy Dukes and shit?
No.
That's what I would.
You see any big ass rims?
I would have told him. I would raise my hand and say, "Hey, when we gonna see Biggie's ghost?" That's the only way this shit's gonna make sense at the end. If that Negro walks on the bus glowing and shit, hey y'all, baby.
They let us go in and get some Caribbean meat pies at one point.
Whoa, meat pies!
This sounds so fucking weird, man.
It does because the thing is,
some surreal
it's
shit.
It's not a big
on.
movie, but for them to invite and fly out there all these journalists for this and this whole the conception of this tour, I'm like, what does this add to the movie. I didn't get it.
We've been like, when am I going to get to see Little Kim's tits already? What is this? Where is this going?
Well, and I was full, but man, that meat pie was warm. So I just I held on to it like a little heating pad. Like it was my lifeline. So we finally got back on the bus, and I was hoping I would get a chance to get back to the room.
Meat pie
don't they serve those in Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, it was the
man,
fucking.
It was so cold. They could have showed me Helena Bonham Carter in the meat grinder herself, and I still would have grabbed that.
I was about to
thing.
say, it was Johnny Depp in this shit with that fucking afro, making fucking meat pies, man. Caribbean meat pies is that?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Caribbean meat?
Yeah, Caribbean meat
They needed
pie.
Sweeney Todd up there like in a Caribbean shirt. With little steel drum in the background. Made out of 100% Caribbean.
Right. Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean meat pies. So then we're off to the screening. And
finally,
and as we're going, I start thinking about
finally.
Yeah, I know, finally. But as we're traveling,
already.
I'm starting to get nervous about that whole thing with the room because I'm just imagining a scenario where they go like, "Oh yeah, we took care of it. We just put the whole thing on your bill."
are you serious?
Yeah. So I emailed.
Did you say, how about you take that shit right off?
I emailed the film rep and just say, "Hey man, this is what's going on. You know, I don't know how you want to resolve this." He called me right away. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna make some calls and I'll get it taken care of. Don't worry about it." Okay. Then he called me right back. He said, "It's all taken care of. We moved your flight up. You're going to fly back tomorrow." I was like, man, motherfucker.
Right the fuck out.
And the thing was
Problem solved.
It was hard for me to complain because the whole trip didn't make any sense to begin with. I was like, yeah, I never understood even why they had me stay an extra day. So whatever.
Well, see.
It kind of sucks though. But
So, because when you went to a round table.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. I was, going to get up to
Now,
that.
I'll just explain
What is
to
a
you-
round table?
Okay,
I don't even know what that
let me
is.
explain to you what I thought was going to happen. Okay, so Leon, I'll send Leon to New York, and he's going to go there, and he's going to have a one-on-one with Angela Bassett and maybe Derek Luke and some of the other major stars in the movie.
Consider, knowing that I'm going to interview Angela Bassett and Derek Luke and Anthony Mackie, I was doing research on these people, trying to get, I want to have like a whole lot of questions, some fun questions, some intelligent questions, have some good interviews.
Because I don't know how many times I have said to the reps here, they said, "Do you want to do a round table?" And I say, there is no purpose for us doing a round table. It serves no purpose to us at all. And then they change it and say, "Okay, we've arranged this time for you to have with this actor over here." And so, having said that a lot of times, I thought that, okay, you're going to go there. They know now that what we do, and instead you go there just to sit down and hear them talk for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they fly you out to New York. They spend their money to fly you out just to hear them say, "Here's where Biggie Smalls took a shit," and here's Angela Bassett.
here's
Thanks
our
for coming.
movie.
Bye.
Yeah. Well,
And what does she bore you with her like, this is my character, this is what Biggie meant to me, and then that's it?
no.
Do you get to ask any questions?
Okay. Should I skip the movie and just get to the round table part?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you
yeah,
saw
talk
the
about-
movie.
yeah.
Were there any stars in there as far as with all the actors there?
Yeah.
I mean, how big of a premiere was this to be on?
I mean, it was, it seemed to be press junket weekend because as I got out of the screening for Notorious, they were doing a screening for The Spirit in that same room, and I could have slipped over in that line and saw it, and then they had a screening for Valkyrie coming the next day to listen to other press talking. So it must have been just press junket weekend. Everybody's throwing theirs all together.
Yeah.
But saw the movie, got to hang out with some Spill people, and then the next day was the interviews. And yeah, they had me listed round table. I get there, they had it in a recording studio, which was too small for all the people they invited. It was only 3 stories tall with an elevator that a bunch of the journalists got stuck in. They only had to go up 2
ghetto-ass
floors.
junket,
Yeah, it was a ghetto ass. I mean, everybody there was saying like, "Man, this is the most disorganized junket I've ever been on."
We've been doing this for years. I've never heard anything like this before, ever.
Yeah.
They did all this shit at Biggie's house. What happened?
No, this was at.
It's
a
almost like they did
recording
on
studio.
purpose because it was Biggie Smalls. He's in the ghetto. It's like, we want to give people the ghetto experience. Give him the ghetto press junket.
Almost, yeah. I mean, it's only got to go up 2 floors and it breaks down.
You could have took the stairs.
Yeah, and there's of course there's no ventilation in there, and those people were in there for almost an hour. So it was putting everything behind schedule, which I think they were behind schedule already because they were. Every time I talked to the people running it, they just had that look like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get fired any second," and it's just not going right. And the other journalists I talked to, like, "Man, I ain't never been on one like this. This is the worst. This is the most disorganized shit I ever been a part of." So anyway, finally they get those journalists free. And we're all they break us into groups. So it's me and like 11 other reporters in one place.
Yeah.
And they bring the stars in 2 at a time. First, Anthony Mackie and Derek Luke. Had them sit on the couch. And we get to ask them questions. And apparently, normally, even with a round table, it's like 20, 25 minutes. we asked them a few questions, and they're like, okay, it's time. And somebody checked their watch and said, that was 12 minutes. It's never been 12 minutes. Next, they brought in the director. He got done. They were like, that was 8 minutes. So it just got to be where like you could get in maybe 6 questions. Like in a room full of 12 people, you could get in 6 questions before they'd be like, okay, time's up.
And that's 6 questions, not per person.
No,
but 6
not
questions
per
for
person.
the whole thing.
For the whole thing.
Yeah. See, people, the way a junket usually works, the way I understand it, round table, like it's like Leon is saying, you sit down and everybody, you're with a bunch of other people, a bunch of other journalists, and you just hear sort of like these people just say, "This is what the movie's about." Ask a question, but it's not a one-on-one.
Right.
The ones I've always done have been a one-on-one interview with somebody. They have 2 cameras, 1 camera on the person being interviewed and 1 camera on the interviewee.
Oh, this wasn't no camera at all.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. So I thought that's the way it was going to be with you. We're going to go into a room, sit down with Angela Bassett, be 1 camera on you,
Right.
1 camera on her, and then at the end they give you 2 tapes and you bring it back and you edit those together and you have a nice presentable interview.
Exactly.
And so that's what I'm saying. What the fuck we gonna do at a round table? We gonna come like what you doing right now? Come back. Well, she said this, and
Pretty much, yeah. The only thing I could do with it is blog about it and talk to you about it. And talking about it makes it easier.
Well,
Actually, this is kind of fun. I'm sorry, Cole.
No, was the movie even worth the shit for you to even care?
You know,
after
man,
that?
like it's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It's not even all that memorable, really. And it's just one of the things that cracked me up was like they kept stressing it and all the press releases and the directors, everything. He's like, I wanted to present something to where we showed that he was a human being. I wanted to show his flaws as well as how great he was. And all this movie does is show his flaws. Like, I'm watching it. I'm like, I don't understand why y'all praise this guy. He was kind of like a bad dude. I mean, maybe he was funny and he could rap, but he was a shithead. I mean, he was, so, he wasn't like somebody who like, his family was having hard times. He sold drugs to make ends meet. He was just like, wow, my friends got new sneakers. I want new sneakers too. I'm going to sell drugs. Because he was a straight A student before that. So and then even like they had this one pregnant crackhead and like, other people like, you're pregnant, we're not selling you. He's like, fuck that, I'll sell to her.
I need some sneakers.
Yeah.
I need to buy some paper to put my rhymes on.
He's
my hero.
He's abandoning his kids. He's cheating on his women. And like, hey, if he's a famous guy and pussy's being thrown at him, you can't blame him. Yeah. But he's like beating them up too. Like, to be honest,
pick up little Kim and throw it through a window.
One of the things I found fascinating.
If you look at the guy, he was honestly no Casanova
exactly.
by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, no, he's not like a George Clooney
away burgers or something. I don't know what he's
doing. He ain't no Denzel Washington. I mean, that motherfucker was the Black Gollum, man. I mean, look, I'll tell you who one of my favorite rappers is. I mean, had this whole beef going on with Tupac and Biggie, but Tupac, and look, hate me if you will, Tupac runs circles around Biggie, man.
Well, that's the thing. When we saw that Tupac documentary, I'm like, this guy's fascinating. I can totally see why everybody was into him. But I watched this movie Notorious, and I'm just like, I don't get the Biggie Smalls fascination. It escapes me.
Well, I mean, unless you like, beating your women and selling crack to pregnant women. I mean,
the thing that was funny was like when we had the interview, because they brought her and Angela Bassett in together. Angela Bassett didn't even talk that much. He let the mom.
She's probably like, what the fuck am I doing here too? She's like,
and the thing was, Angela, she was actually one of the weakest people in the movie because she could not. The woman has a strong Jamaican accent, and her accent was in and out. Like
Who, Angela Bassett?
Yeah,
damn, that's too bad because I love Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. But even his mom was like, it was her first time to see the movie, and she was like, yeah, there's some of that stuff I didn't even know about my son, and I denounce a lot of the way he treated women. I mean, I love him.
So
but
she just realized that after watching it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That would have been
interesting. You know how women are like you always hear about these guys getting shot or guys going to jail and they're like, my baby ain't never hurt nobody. You didn't know that motherfucker when he's out in the street.
Well, I can only imagine your mother watching this movie where you're beating women up and you're selling drugs to pregnant women. I mean, it's like, does the director just not give a shit? He's like, was she all gung ho only because her son his life was going to be put in a movie?
Yeah,
and I guess you just get your head is just like, oh my god, this is going to be big. It's going to make a star out of my son even more.
Yeah,
and you watch it and you're just like, it's the most disgusting depiction of your son.
Like, did you read the script or anything?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly, and that would be fascinating to.
He probably has some white executives come in and like, oh, don't worry, man, we're gonna have you, Miss Smalls.
Yeah,
I make your son look like a hero. He was a pinnacle to the community, and then they get up there and he's bitch beating women and shit. Come here, you want some crack,
Leon? You should have pulled a Lois Lane on her and just said, you don't look too happy about this movie. What do you hate about it?
You know what? I would have loved to have done anything like that. But okay, here's the thing: when you have a roundtable interview and you know your time is short, the last thing you want is for some guy to either ask questions that are already in the press notes or do a multiple ask, like 3 questions on top of each other. Everybody was pissed at that dude because he's like, well, let me ask you this. Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Okay, time. They got to go. Everybody's sitting there like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Yeah, just monopolizing everybody's time. Yeah.
And that's what happened with her. He asked her a question that had got asked early on, and even she kind of stopped and looked at him like, well, like I said,
you dumb son of a bitch.
What's it like to be Biggie's mom?
Yeah, exactly. Where was that kid with the rock right there?
Exactly.
God, bitch.
Back in the
Quit asking those goddamn stupid questions.
And the thing was, the better actors in the movie were the unknowns. Like the 2 chicks. The girl that played Lil' Kim. Man, this is one of the hottest chicks. I mean, like she has like a scene in this movie.
I was just about to ask.
It's such a
who
raw
played
sex
her?
scene they had. I like her name is Naturi Naughton, I think it is.
Shit, I'm looking that up tonight.
But like the thing is, like I look for pictures of her and I see her online, and none of the pictures look as hot as she does. Not only in real life and in that movie. I mean,
really?
like you know, you see a chick and you go like, oh, her tits are fake, and then you go like, wait, they're not. Holy shit!
So wait a minute, you say she was better in real life?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Her, but both
Damn.
of them. The other girl too, the one I was all in love with because she made it a point to shake my hand, look me in the eye, and talk to me.
You should try to
I
nail
love
that
it
shit.
when you call me Big Papa.
That's what Leon wanted to say.
Well, yeah, but then you got the publicist back there. Come on, they have to go. They have to go. It's like, damn.
She didn't slip your number or anything?
I've got my game going on here. Could
no.
you not?
Oh, shit, that's what you should have said. Hey, babe, where you staying? Oh, where you're not.
Right. Yeah, then my illusion would have been shattered.
Yeah.
But the biggest story out of it was the kid, Jamal Woodard, the guy they got to play Biggie, was how they auditioned 500 guys and could not find anybody they liked. They were about to give up on it. And then he walked in, and he had kind of practiced. He was from Brooklyn, but he had got chased out of Brooklyn for having a fight in a club or some shit. But he was also a rapper and then going by the name Gravy. Gravy. Yeah.
Just add water.
Oh boy!
But he came in, and Valletta Wallace, she looked at him, she's like, that's my son.
Oh no!
And he kind of had that look. They needed him to gain some weight and take some acting lessons. But when you watch him, you know, it's like, I mean, I don't know how close he is to Biggie, but he's got a lot of presence. He really drives that movie along. And he was fun to interview because he's not an actor. He was just some guy who liked to talk. But his own story was like Biggie's story, except, you know, he kind of didn't do all the shitty stuff.
He didn't beat up pregnant women?
Yeah.
Then he had no story.
Well, just, you know, he's talked about his struggle, but, you know, that was the most interesting part. But yeah, like the guys like Anthony Mackie played Tupac Shakur in an off-Broadway play. So you figure like, okay.
That's an off-Broadway play.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him
Tupac?
about it. I'm like, so since you did that, did you have to audition? He's like, man, I have to audition every time. He said, I mean, I played him off Broadway, but it was off Broadway. You know what I'm saying?
So Tupac's character, is he in the movie?
He's
is he
in the
pretty
movie.
Prominent in it?
You know, he comes in halfway. They just kind of dust over a lot of that stuff. It's like they talked a lot about how Jay-Z and Busta Rhymes grew up with Biggie, yet they didn't play no part in the movie.
There's like European spill members and white spill members like, this is like speaking Spanish. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about right now.
Hey, man.
Who is this guy?
I was right there, and it was like speaking Spanglish to me. Because I'm like, a lot of it, I'm like, okay, whatever. But then you had some people who would like, especially people from New York, they were like, oh, man, I cried at the end because Biggie just changed everything. Even Anthony Mackie talking to him, he's like, y'all remember when Biggie dropped his first hit, man? He changed the world. You know what I'm saying? He changed the world. And I'm like, what the hell? What world am I living on?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm like, I just knew he was another rapper out there who got killed.
Yeah,
Especially when all this movie focuses on, and they talked about, you know, at the end it says like, and then after he died, his second album came out. I was like, all this over one album?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I guess they meant he changed the crack world. Yeah, before that shit was crazy, but he brought something else to it. He
Like
brought
I
to
said,
another level.
I enjoyed the movie, but it ain't one I tell you like you got to see.
You know
this.
what? You really got me wanting to see it. Shit, you know what? They should make a movie about your trip to New York.
Especially with that kid. That kid will be the villain. Throwing rocks.
Throwing rocks. Yeah, just show up everywhere throwing rocks.
It has some clips of him in a dark basement with one light on, like looking at all his rocks.
Yeah,
Which one to use?
And Anthony Mackie as Rock Boy.
But the thing about last thing I would say about it was Anthony Mackie and Derek Luke.
And Anthony Mackie, who for those of you who don't know, He was the guy that was in $1 Million Baby that got his ass beat by Morgan Freeman. Who else?
He's in Crossover as one of the teenagers. He's
that basketball movie nobody saw.
Guy.
He was in 8 Mile. He was the one. Do you remember with the one at the end where when Eminem was rapping and they cut to that other rapper and he's just looking like he's beat me. His power is too great.
Right. His science is too tight.
Yeah. I just love the camera going up on his face because he was like paralyzed. He's like,
the dope lyrics.
Yeah, I love that moment in that movie where he just like totally takes every weapon he had against him. He's like, damn, that's better than the shit I was going to say about him.
Yeah.
But those two guys, like, I always respect them as actors, and they were a pleasure to talk to. But they didn't really bring those two characters to life. Like, the whole time I felt like I was watching Derek Luke, not Puff Daddy.
Those dudes knew they look nothing like
right.
Tupac or Puff Daddy. Derek Luke, what was the last movie he was in? He was in that. He was in that Robert Redford movie that nobody saw.
Robert Redford movie?
Yeah.
Right. Lions Before the Lambs or something.
Lions at the Gate with lambs or some shit.
Yeah,
lamb chops and lions. Lions with lamb chops. Some shit like that.
But he's been in a lot of stuff. Antoine Fisher was like his big breakout.
That's the
role.
one. Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of.
And Start a Fire, which a movie that I love.
That's a very underrated movie.
Yeah.
By the way, he's a good actor, man. He really is a good actor.
He really is.
But he don't look like Puff Daddy.
Yeah, and watching him, he didn't come off as Puff Daddy.
He came off as Derek Luke trying to be Puff Daddy. That might as well have been a
much.
movie where everybody played dress up for Halloween.
Yeah. But like I said, the unknowns.
Biggie Smalls, Halloween.
Anthony Smith is Faith Evans, and that girl Natari Naughton is Lil' Kim. They were fantastic.
Oh, okay. Now you saw me on the movie, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth seeing. Like I said, it's not an embarrassment. It's not one where you're like, oh Jesus Christ, these ghetto folk. But
damn black people, will they ever learn?
You got your ghetto mythology lesson right there.
So basically, you had the Bizarro experience as opposed to Carlisle's magnificent experience.
Yeah, I
in
ain't
New
had no
York.
magical mystery tour.
I overheard a couple of cold ones where his
go on, man. You know you want to say something.
His experience was very magical.
Your
experience was just.
Yeah, it was.
It's funny because every time you talk about Carlisle, it's like you said with such sarcasm, and people know you're doing that.
Oh my God! Well,
you might as well just come on out and say what you got to say, man.
That he had a great experience and Leon didn't.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Now, to be fair, like I said, Spill member Hardcore Salma, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Salma. Hardcore Suma.
Suma.
Hardcore Suma.
I always see it written out. But
like sumo, I guess sumo wrestler or something.
But it's got an O in it.
Oh yeah, I don't know, man. Shit, huh?
Anyway, she came out with her friend and they met me and took me around New York and we had a great time.
And those are the Spill members you hung out with.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's like I had some of the best sushi I ever had in my life.
That's
and
awesome.
just going up and down Times Square, seeing man, they got a Toys R Us that's got a Ferris wheel inside of it.
What?
Oh yeah, you talking about the Toys R Us in Times Square?
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
It's huge,
it's like
man.
4 stories with a Ferris wheel inside.
Man, what the fuck are we doing? And no wonder we're bankrupt. What the hell?
and a 3-story M&M store just for M&Ms.
Oh,
and they got everything except the M&Ms I like, the crispy ones. I'm like, how y'all had this many goddamn M&Ms?
We
you don't have this
throw
one
that
guy?
shit in Texas direction.
Yeah, that's an experiment.
Yeah.
So
we want to see if this shit's gonna turn you on to werewolves or something. Once we see it's okay, we'll go ahead and like have it in here in New York.
Guys in Texas will put anything in their mouths.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Joel, man, and that's the first time I saw the M&M store because we were hanging out at this bar across the street, and in reflection at the bar, there was this fucking giant one of those M&Ms, those dancing, talking M&Ms.
Yeah.
I kept seeing that motherfucker dance. I'm like, do they have a movie coming out or something about M&Ms? I turned around, I was like, fucking M&M store.
What is this, Ghostbusters Part 3? What
Yeah, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Is there a fucking giant M&M attacking the city right now?
Yeah. Where's Bill Murray?
I'm like, we're fucking Willy Wonka with this shit. It's like a fucking 3-story M&M something going on.
Money
like,
well
God
spent.
Damn.
Well, yeah. It's not,
It's M&Ms.
I tell you, if I'd had one more day, I could have gone to see Shrek the musical. While I was there.
I thought that was a joke.
I know.
I
I thought it was a joke too. And then
Man,
I
they're
saw it was
making
for real.
musicals and
Out of
plays
everything.
out of fucking Evil Dead. When that became
I
a musical
was
on
just about to
Broadway.
say, when you're making musicals about Evil Dead, then everything is on the table.
Yeah, Spider-Man, they're making one.
Right.
I heard that they had an Edward Scissorhands stage musical, except There's no words. It's all interpretive dancing.
Oh my god!
I cannot wait. Who's playing Winona Ryder?
It's like, give me a fucking break, man. When they gonna come out Friday the 13th?
You know what you
musical?
do is
They're trying to get the kids in those theaters.
You
That's what I'm
spread
telling
butter on the floor right in front of the exit, just like as people start trying to run out of there. You get to watch them all slide.
you. Too bad they can't put like. Too bad they can't
banana
get
peels.
Batman and Robin in a theater. That'd be worse.
Oh well, shit, yeah, that's the gayest stage musical I've ever seen. Batman and Robin, that and Batman Forever.
All it's missing is singing.
Exactly.
God damn, man. Wow. So, well, hey, look, you got a really great story behind it.
Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I thought. I'm like, well, at least I got a good story.
Yeah, actually, out of all the trips, yours is like that's the funniest, man. That's the most interesting thing I've heard. It's fucking we went through I go see Biggie Smalls like going through Beirut or something.
Exactly. That kid made it priceless. Thank God for that kid. Throwing rocks at a bus for no reason.
Just bored.
What else is there to do?
I got a rock. What can I do with this? There goes a bus. Shit, I never seen that before, motherfuckers.
You sure Biggie's face wasn't like on that bus? He was like, "You suck. You still suck."
He was a Tupac fan.
Tupac all the way,
bitches. So what happened when the rock hit the bus? It just kept driving. Like,
just kept driving. I mean, we had stopped for a little bit. We hadn't gotten off. But
happens
it
all
was
the time.
Stopped.
Just
go
another
like,
day.
This is the middle school he went to, and
that's the kid.
Now you can see why he
shot.
came out the way he did.
Yep,
that was awesome. That was awesome, man. Well, welcome back.
It's good to be back. I mean, to be honest, I had all day Saturday. Like my phone was dead because I took the wrong charger with me, so I couldn't call anybody. So I just had Saturday to kind of walk around more Times Square and 30 Rockefeller Plaza, and I wore my feet out, so I was kind of ready to come home. But the thing was, everybody kept telling me, what time are you leaving? And I'm like, well, my plane takes off at 8. I'll probably leave around 6:30. They were like, no. You got to leave 3 hours in advance. What, are you crazy? With the traffic and the security line? You 3 hours. And somebody else is like, 3? Shit, you would need to leave 4 hours in advance. You just don't know. And I was like, damn, he's scared. So
you on JetBlue, right?
Yeah. I hopped on a plane at on a cab at 4:20. There was no traffic. I got there in 45 minutes, and there was nobody in line.
Yeah, no.
Because it's separate terminals. Is that why?
Oh yeah. And they have a badass terminal.
Man, I love JetBlue.
JetBlue
is awesome.
JetBlue is great. And Carlisle and I were talking about this. They got TVs on the back of people's seats,
and they have cushy leather chairs.
Yeah, and it's just. Did you get a seat by yourself?
Yeah, the first going up there, I did.
Okay, that's the nicest thing, man. You'll experience this one day, Cole.
I hope.
When we clear you up to go, man.
Stop lying to him. You know he's not.
I'll tell you what.
Hey, do you see me getting excited over here, Leon?
Because there's that point where they say turn off all electronic devices. So what we're going to do
exactly,
with So even if you go, you won't get to experience it.
Here's what's going to happen. Next time we go, and I think it's something you can go on. I'm going to mail you and meet you there. In that way, no trouble on the flight at all.
You would just put me in a cage like in the Muppet movie.
Well, yeah,
where, I'll be hanging out with Gonzo and Kermit the Frog and all the chickens and the donkeys.
We'll put like dog ears on you and a dog nose.
And then they'll drop us off near Central Park. Yeah,
you'll get to experience the JetBlue cargo hold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I will, no TVs in there, but hey, you can get internet right.
And the thing I love the most is like just walk up. Because I was like, oh, damn, I got to fish out my itinerary. And they're just like, what's your last name? And I told them. They're like, okay, go right on in.
Oh, yeah. No, and if you have your flight number or code, you can just go to those kiosks and get that. No, man, look, depending where you are, especially if you're in Manhattan, you just 2 hours ahead. I mean, that's mandatory. 2 hours ahead, no later than that. Get there and you'll be fine. Yeah,
like I said, it was get there and walk right up, and I had like 2.5 hours to sit in the airport.
How many times have you been to New York?
That was my first time to go.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now, I haven't told this yet. That night I got back from London, I was coming back to Austin. I stayed in New York overnight, and to get to the airport. Now I left early. It's funny you should say this about leaving early because. And I'm gonna do it bad accent, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm just doing the accent because it's gonna give you a hint of what this is like. It was a Puerto Rican guy.
Okay.
And I'm getting out of
man.
no, that's not it.
Oh,
no, that's not the accent.
Like
I'm riding with this guy through the streets and whatnot, and he looks back and he's not saying anything for a while, and he looks back and he's like, so my friend, you look like an artistic type. Is that true? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I said, what? Yeah. And I was like, what? I said, and that's what I'm saying. I said, so what? I said, so why do you ask? He's like, buddy, it's your hat. And I'm like, okay, because I was wearing my hat. I was wearing a Kango hat, and it's like, okay, sure. And he's like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I do graphic art for websites and whatnot. And he's like, oh, really? You work in Photoshop? I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, so do you know what a something mask is? And he started asking me all these questions, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of familiar with that. Now, did you know that you could do this with it? I'm like, no. I was like, yeah, it's all kind of stuff you can do with it. You see, I'm a photographer, you know, and I do this on the side. I moonlight as this driving thing, but I was in the Navy, and the thing they don't tell you is that ILM, they train people to be photographers in the Navy, and I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like,
ILM.
That's that's what I'm saying. I say like that's why I asked him. I said like George Lucas. He's like, yeah, they got these. You're familiar with the name Thomas Knoll? I'm like, no, not really. He's like, that's the guy that invented Photoshop.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, yeah, it was meant for movie stuff, but Uncle Sam got a hold of him, and they said, hey, you train these guys to take these photography pictures so they can blow them up, and you can see the guys you want to kill. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, so this stuff I'm going to show you, my friend. This is stuff that's is top secret. Nobody knows this stuff here. So I'm gonna. He has his laptop there. So now I'm trying to catch a plane.
Right.
So he says, now, when we get far enough, I'm going to get you there to the airport, but I'm going to pull over and I'm going to show you how to do this. And I'm just like, it's like I got to.
Am I on the meter?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. No, it wasn't a cab. They have these things, these car services. So you can either catch a cab and then keep you on the meter, or a car service charges a flat fee.
Oh, okay. I thought you were right.
And so, where I was, I'm in Brooklyn, so they charge you like a flat fee of $45 to get to the airport. So he there's no meter. He's like, I can just stop and do whatever the fuck I want to.
Right.
So this guy
gonna teach you Photoshop.
I'm not asking for any of this, but now what he showed me was something cool. I can't tell you technically what it was, but I was like, I could probably use this. I'm not asking for it, but okay.
There's something called layers.
Yeah, well, that's what he does. He's like, you duplicate this right here, and it's the way you can keep sharpening your picture. So
like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's like,
image blur.
He said, you see this picture right here? I took this with a camera, one of those disposable cameras you see the tourists walking around with. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's fine. He's like, yeah.
Easy to get.
Yeah. He's like, so these things, they take shitty pictures, right? And I'm like, all right. And he's like, but watch this. And he shows me how you can just sharpen this picture over and over and over again, so you could blow it up.
I'll show you how you could turn shit into gold.
Yeah. So after all that is said and done, he's like, he stops there because I told him, I said, man, I got to pay you, so I got it because they don't take cards for the car service. So he says,
cash?
So he stopped. Yeah, you got to pay cash. Yeah.
Wait, was this from the hotel? Because when I got in a cab, it was still at that flat $45, but they took cards.
Yeah, the cabs will take cars, but not a car service.
Okay.
You either pay them at the desk at the car service, or you pay these guys when you get out. Okay. And they're going to want a tip.
Yeah,
so
hopefully they'll tell you that before you get in. That would suck.
Well, if not, they take you by a money machine, which is what this guy did to me.
And stand over you with a tire iron.
Well, no, they got your bags in the car. So you're hoping they don't drive off. But they work for this guy. So you go in and
I know a few things about you already, buddy.
Yeah, I know a few things about you already. No, I go into the Dunkin' Donuts where he stops and he says, and after he showed me all this stuff, he says, all right, all this stuff I showed you, that's going to cost you a cup of coffee and a bagel with cream cheese. I'm like, what? And I just tell him, I told him, I said, man, I didn't ask you to show me this. Now but the guy's being cool. So I said, man, I asked you to show me this. And he's like, all right, buddy, no more lessons for you. And I'm like, I'm just kind of being, but I go in there and I said, because he was so nice. I said, hey, man, because he really is being cool.
Okay.
So I come out and I give him the bagel and cream cheese. Now the guy's Puerto Rican, so when I come out, I was like, "Hey man, you know what? That was cool for you to show me this stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, you know why I showed you that?" And I was like, "Why?" And he points to his hand. He's like, "Skin." He's like, "You think these white motherfuckers are going to show me?" They don't.
That's what want us to know.
He was like, they look at me and they think, he doesn't know that stuff. So I'm going to just. Hey,
so you got a ride from Leon's dad?
Yeah. He's saying, and this is the kicker that gets me right here. Yeah. He says, Puerto Ricans and and blacks, they're kind of tight when it comes to this stuff. So if you'd been the wrong color, I wouldn't have showed you this, my friend.
Just a shade away.
So and he says, so now when you get back to when you get back to Austin, you're going to say, that Puerto Rican nigga there, he showed me some good things. And I just imagine him like, okay, you show me this, but then I can imagine the next guy. He pulled this shit on, and he's like, and the guy didn't even, the guy's like fucking janitor or something. He's like, I'm gonna show you some cool stuff. And he needs to drop some off at a convenience store.
Be like, next time I'll show you Pro Tools, and that'll cost you a zip.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
That's gonna
Start
cost
sucking.
you two ding dongs and a glass of chocolate yoo-hoo. Damn, man, I don't know no fucking business. But yeah, no, that was the strangest fucking ride
Only
I'd had in a long time.
Yeah, I know. You get those a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, do I fucking ask for this?
Yeah.
It was like,
Next time if they ask you for artists, just say no.
yeah, exactly. Just keep your mouth shut because it's like, I'm trying to catch a plane. He didn't know.
Like the time the cops pulled you over when you had the two white girls in the car, and the guy's like, "So what's your job? Art, huh? You like that? How about a career in law enforcement? You ever think about that?"
Oh man, that was before I stop this. Yeah, I don't think co-host has heard this before.
No.
And look, he brought it up. This is gonna sound, and it's not.
I have to hear
it's
it
not.
now.
It's not a male proud. Because last time we talked about this kind of stuff, one guy got pissed. Do you remember that? He's like, "You guys talking about all the girls you fucked makes me just want to punch somebody in the face." Cool. Do you remember? Did you read the comments?
No.
And now last time we didn't even talk about girls.
Was that on our show?
It was a guy that you got into it with. That's why I thought you remembered.
Oh, was it Don the show gonna spill?
No, it was somebody else. The guy's cool usually, but
I swear.
But you got into it with somebody last time about Jessica Biel or something.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, he was mad.
Oh, yeah, he was.
We
yeah.
didn't say anything about girls at all.
wait,
He's
wait.
like, you guys talking about all the girls you fucked, man. You just want to punch somebody in the face. We said we never
I
did
can't
that,
remember
man.
the guy's name. We went back and forth about it because we were all talking about how hot Megan Fox was.
That's
And
it.
He
Oh.
got bent out of shape about that.
Yeah.
Did you read
Yikes.
those comments?
No.
Yeah, his comments were all like, "Oh, well, you guys going about her. She's just a piece of meat. My girlfriend's way hotter than that." And
Dude.
That's your first reaction if somebody says that. You're like, whatever.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Oh yeah. Well, shit. Let me know where you hanging and what did you do to get that?
Now, to be honest,
And why are you hanging on Spill?
He claims his girlfriend is this other chick who I was like, "Oh wow, this chick is hot." She looks like Famke Janssen. He's like, "Well, that's my girlfriend." I'm like, "All right, if you telling the truth, then bullet for you, man.
Yeah.
Bravo."
Yeah.
No,
What's that got to do with me? I ain't fucking.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
care.
Yeah, shit. What you doing here? Shit, you should be fucking your girlfriend right
Tell
now.
me your problem.
But no,
Yeah,
so I don't want. If that guy's listening, I don't want him to think that
Man,
this is like.
I swear to God, it just seems like nowadays people used to love us, but every week I got some dude who's jumping down my shit over some random comment I made.
I know that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you always pissing somebody off
And
over
I'm not
nothing.
even trying. Yeah, that's
crazy. I don't
Playing
know what-
around.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't get none of that shit.
I'm like, hey, y'all.
You seen my comments that I get? I don't get none of that.
If you got mad at something I said, it's because you didn't take it the right way.
How
Nah,
can I get,
man,
Yeah, I don't get that. Like you never. I don't know.
No,
that's
man.
retarded.
Hey, look. So if anybody hears me telling this story, it's because it's funny. Nobody's bragging here.
Right.
You brought it up. I wouldn't even thought about it. But
I just brought it because it's a funny story.
Yeah, no, it was funny. No, I was I was hanging out at this bar one night, and this girl comes up with a drunk friend, and she's like, "Hey," and this is the time we're doing the show, and she's like, "Yeah," and she had it all wrong though. She's like, "Yeah, you're Corey Coleman, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah."
She knew you from the show?
but here's the deal. She said, "You're Corey Coleman," and I thought she knew me from the show, but then she said, "Yeah, you write scripts or something, don't you?" And I was like. Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Corey.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Just like that cab or that car driver. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Let me show you something.
Yeah. So and in the bar, I was like, yeah, let me show you. No, but in the bar, I was like, I just spoke to her, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever, all right. And
Right.
then we talked for a little while. She was gone, man. But so I'm
crazy?
outside. I was outside, like getting ready to go, and
Yeah.
she comes down, she's like, her and a drunk friend, she's like, hey, where's the party at? I'm like,
In my
In
pants.
my
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, you know. But
Can't
so,
you tell? Don't you see the disco ball?
But look, man, they're ready. They're like, hey, if you got a car, let's go.
If you got it.
Yeah, it's because there was fortunately there was some other guys in the street who were like, they knew me too, and they were like, hey man, if you're gonna hang out at the house, let's all just go there. And I was like,
No, you want you guys.
yeah, exactly. But they end up all these guys end up coming anyway. But it's like, all right, so it's gonna be a party at my place, whatever. So I got these two girls in the car, and I mean, you could tell that they were kind of drunk and horny and whatnot, and
fucked up, yeah.
and fucked up. Yeah, and so I'm driving,
Yeah.
and the police are behind me. It's like it's not even the police. It's like who are the guys in the brown car? They're from the sheriff
Constables?
department. What's
Yeah,
that?
Constables?
Yeah, I think I think they were constables. Yeah, and so I see the lights going off, and I see it's like this fucking constable car behind me, and I pull up into an IHOP, and I'm like, shit. Now, at the time, I had a whole bunch of shit in my back seat, so both girls in the
Cocaine?
front seat. No.
Like your heroin,
One girl overdosed in the back seat.
PCP pipe,
Yeah,
all
that's right. A dead body in the trunk.
A hand sticking out the trunk.
tourniquets all in the back seat. What the hell?
But no, well, I had a whole bunch of stuff. I was either moving some stuff or something. So both girls in the front seat, and they're kind of drunk. So one of them has an arm around me and shit. And the guys come.
Other one's blowing you while you drive.
No, it wasn't like that. So I pull over and the guys and they surround the car. Like one guy gets on one side and the other guy's on the other side looking in, and they say, everything all right? And I was like, I'll make up something real quick. I was like, yeah, these are friends of mine. They're drunk. I have a bunch of junk in the back seat. I'm driving them home. Yeah. Designated driving, all that kind of stuff. And then they're like, yeah, okay. Could you come out the car, please?
Oh, shit.
I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right. So I get out the car and I'm walking. The guy walks me over to his car, and the other guy stays. And so he's like, could I see your license, please? And I gave him my license. He's like, yeah, Mr. Coleman, I see here that you were born this time and you were this age. And I'm looking at the other car, and he's like, don't worry about him. He's not going to take him from you. Yeah. It's just like, fuck, man.
Got Mandingo over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, God damn. I'm like, okay. Well, is there a problem or anything? They're like, no.
Why would you say there's a problem?
Yeah, exactly. So he just said,
Is there?
That's no problem. I was like, but he's like, that's no problem. Just stand still for a moment. He's looking at my license and he looks back at me. He looks and he's like, so what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I said, I do graphic art.
And then he pulled out his computer. Let me show you.
You're working Photoshop.
Photoshop. You know who invented this?
Because, I don't usually show this to people. But
so you tell him?
No, I tell him I'm graphic art. And he's like,
I deflower young girls.
and so he says, listen, you like what you do? I was like, I've been enjoying it. Yeah. I said, what's going on? He's like, have you ever thought about a job in law enforcement? Because we're looking for young men like you.
Are you fucking serious?
Pulling me over for
that?
a recruitment thing? I was like, I don't exactly remember. I think they actually pulled me over because one of my lights was something was going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't just because they were fucking with me, but while they did that, they put me through this whole recruitment thing, making me think that they were about to beat the shit out of me or something because I had two white girls in the car.
So they took a page from Amway, but to the extreme.
Yeah, exactly. They're like with the guns.
It just sounded like that scene in Go with William Fincher.
Yeah, I know when he's like, it's a whole Amway scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Amway
I think it's a
scam.
bust, but
Oh my God.
And I was like, and he said, he gave me a website address and he gave me a form and he's like, just think about it. Just think about it.
I'm going to go ahead and hold on to your license until you log in.
I would have told him, you know what, dude, the whole time you pulled me over, I could have been fucking these girls. Jesus Christ.
But
don't worry about that. My partner's going to take them off your head.
I was like, got back in the car. For a moment, really, I got back in the car and they were drunk and they're like, shut up.
My God.
Be quiet till we get home.
So let me guess. Did they kill the mood and you just ended up taking those girls home? Or?
No, he took care of business.
Oh, did you take care of business? Okay.
Hey, look, like I said, this ain't no bragging thing.
Yeah.
I would tell you,
That kid right now,
this is a few years ago.
He's
So I
getting a silencer on his gun right now.
This
motherfuckers.
The only thing that had me upset, and this is let you know, this is a true story, and this is no bragging thing. One of the girls was ready, got there, like, let's go to the bedroom, right? And the other girl just like, fuck it, I'm passing out on the couch. This has been too much. And I was like, fucking cops, man, I could have worked this shit if I had just been home just a little while earlier, because it was a bunch of guys in the living room, and look. I probably shouldn't say the activities that went on in my house because I wasn't doing this shit, but there was some shit there passed around because somebody I lived with was doing it.
So somebody was getting some sloppy seconds.
Somebody was in the living room doing shit that I wasn't partaking in. I don't even want to say that much. So while they were doing that, I said, I don't do that. Now, here's the other thing.
I don't do that.
This is what took a little time too. Oh man, I never told you this part about the story. The girl that was like ready to go, she was sitting up there. It was more like a what do you call it? I want my, I want my MTV. No, when black people getting their, God damn, how come I can't think of that word? When getting our payback.
GED?
Payback.
You know what I'm talking about. It doesn't even matter. Anyway, she felt bad, and she was sitting up there the whole time, and she was saying, I am really sorry what
hold
my
on.
people did to you.
Oh, reparations.
Reparations. Yeah, she's like,
yeah.
she was giving reparations. She's like, I'm really, really sorry. It is terrible what happened in this country.
Oh, no.
And it is so sad what my people probably did to your people. My people probably might have even owned your people. And I was just like,
but it's really cool what you are about to do to me.
yeah, and I was
I was
thinking,
about to say she's about to fuck you, so she can erase all that history
it's
that her.
hey, it's
her
a mutual
family put
thing,
your
man. You
ancestors
know, we all leave with clear consciences by the end.
through.
You know?
You black people are the luckiest people. So
No, it wasn't that, man. It was, but
Hey, man, it ain't 40 acres and a mule, but we'll take what we can get.
we take some ass. You know?
isn't the presidency enough?
That's true.
Oh man, yeah, no.
True.
No, this
I do
was-
believe the mule in that 40 acres and a mule was just a euphemism for ass.
I don't mean to pass myself out as a whore, but that's because years ago. Shit, I mean, hey, what you
are.
going?
No, your reputation, man.
reputation.
Pass you out as a whore.
I'm not a whore.
Yo, hey man, we put everything out there. You know, I'm just being honest. Shit, we talk about everything. Shit, why not? I was just thinking the whole time. I was like, fuck, man. I mean, I thought just getting in the car coming home, but this deal is sealed right here. When
Yeah,
you got
no
black
kid-
guilt on you,
I know.
when you got white guilt going on, it's just
Do
like,
whatever you want, Corey.
You just like you listen to it, you like, yeah, it's been so hard.
you know, but it got to a point where you're just like, you know, do you want to go back here or not? It was like, okay, yeah. You feel bad for me, motherfucker. Okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah. My people, whatever.
I mean, and by that point, the other girl, she was just sitting up there. That's what happened. She was, because while this other girl was talking,
being
this
Abraham
other
Lincoln.
this other girl, she had on beard.
Should have said my dick needs reparations.
In fact, in the morning, I pasted an Abraham Lincoln beard on it.
that would have been fucked up.
Glued a
Leon,
hat on
you
her.
could videotape that, put it on the internet.
Dudes
Do
are
something with
nasty.
that.
You know the kids listen to this. What are you thinking?
Kids should know by now. This is not the show to be listening to. They should know by now.
Hey, you fucking heard of Dirty Sanchez. I gave it to Abraham Lincoln.
Weren't you guys talking about balls and cunts on your Leog show the other day?
Yeah. I
Leon?
mean, you know how much Cyrus has used that word cock. Come on. This ain't nothing.
He uses it like ain't no tomorrow.
No, I'm just,
He knows it very well.
Jesus. I mean, hey, people, I never said I was a role model, but hey,
Oh, you're not. Don't worry.
if there's any role model aspect to it, kids, let me tell you something. I did not drink until I left, until I got out of college. I did not drink, and I did not have any sex until I got out of high school because, and I'm serious about this. This isn't me lying. I'm from Waco, Texas. And if you get stuck in Waco, Texas, you don't do shit. You end up, if anything, you end up working at the turkey plant.
That's true, man. If you had gotten a girl pregnant back in high school, nobody would have ever known who
Oh,
you were.
man.
You'd have 3 fingers from having 2 of them cut off at the turkey plant.
Yeah.
You
only
would have been
real-
eating my,
yeah.
somebody would have been eating my fingers.
The only real goal is to convince a bunch of dumbasses that you're Jesus and
That's
you-
right.
And get them burned down and shit. Yeah, so kids, really, when I say that I was straight and narrow, I'm telling you all this crazy shit, but it was at a point where, hey, I was a little more responsible at least.
Yes.
I mean, if you especially from a small town, you better make straight A's and
better
live
run.
life right and don't drink and don't do shit until you get the fuck out of there and and become successful because that shit. No, hell
It's a
no.
vortex.
I have nightmares about Waco. Stuck in that at a turkey plant. Wake up.
Damn.
Oh, anyway.
Now,
so,
what a story.
Oh, it's been fun.
What a
It's been
Christmas
fun.
story.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to stop right now so that we can render out. Another reason why we are doing 3 of these, this is number 1, is because ton of email to get
I
past.
know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ton of email. More than we can do in one night. So
Kids need to have questions answered.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to let you guys get to it for your next 2. Are you kicking me out now?
no, I'm not kicking you out.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh,
you're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
hang out
Did
with
you
us.
want to leave?
Oh, no. I thought
Wait,
this was coming. We're coming to the
Don't
end.
leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here we go then.
Don't
Let me
leave
stop
with
here.
Corey, this pervert.
Oh, smacking on that wine. It's not so bad after a while.
No.
If you get drunk. No.
Get a little Christmas cheer from it. Speaking of that, are we recording at the moment?
Yes, we are. Why?
Well, I just thought, it'd be a good time to take a break and like to get. I got you guys a couple of things for Christmas.
Oh, you did?
Well, yeah, you're my boys.
Oh, really?
Gave
We
all,
are?
Gave all my boys at the Leog something. I got something for you guys too.
All right, enough talk. Yeah, give me my present.
Make it the presents, huh?
Now, why did you wait for us to start recording before? You couldn't get them. You couldn't have got them before you sat down. Got trapped right there.
I can reach over and grab it.
I'll tell you
real
what. It'll be the reason why I'm asking is because I can grab them for you. Oh, right there. Oh, okay. They're in arm's reach.
That's enough
sorry.
talking and more giving. That's what the season's all about,
Got
right?
us some paper sacks.
Yeah.
Nice.
easy. I know how much you
With pictures on them.
Now, I got something for the co-host that
Yeah.
And same thing I gave to a couple of Leon guys, but this is something I know co-host is really into. Although he might have this stuff already.
Oh shit.
Well, anyway,
Haviland.
Is it a whore?
HP40.
Because I'm always
HW40
looking for
motor oil.
whores.
and of course to my main man Corey.
Oh,
All right.
my gosh. What is?
Thank you.
What do we have here?
Sir. What? Damn. Okay.
It's the trade collection.
This I have.
Oh, you do? Oh,
This I have.
Oh no, then you
Hold
got
on,
them all.
I'll go through it. This I have. This I have.
All right, well then
And
give it
this
back.
I have.
I'll give you something else
Oh,
then
but
later.
What is it?
And I don't have. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Now, for you guys that don't know, I'm sure if you listen to Leog, you'd probably.
So what is it?
Okay. Now, for those of you that don't know that listen to our show, but if you listen to Leog, you probably know this by now. Leon actually did the coloring,
yeah.
right, for the covers of this comic called Pantheon.
Yeah, Pantheon.
Pantheon.
It was written by Bill Willingham, who's doing Fables now.
Right.
But well, also if you get the collection
this
of the
funny
trade,
book shit.
Yeah.
I colored the entire first story in the trade.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, the trade. I picked that up, and yeah, I know. I was going to ask you if you colored it, but yeah, we have a guy who actually has some talent around here. So, but thank you,
Somebody.
Well,
Hey,
you know, I mean,
people
I
don't
had
give me
those-
shit. People throw shit at me all the time, rocks and stuff, and just. But
Well, I
yeah,
was like,
thank you, dude.
It's kind of chimpy that I'm giving him something I already have, but I know he's really into this series, so
It's
a
a kick-ass series. Yeah, you guys. I
Figured,
mean,
you know, have a
hey,
whole set.
if you want to see some kick-ass work, pick up this book, Pantheon. It kicked my ass when I read it. Corey, have you read this?
No.
Get your
Should
ass
I?
to reading it.
Okay, sorry.
Don't
Well, he
touch
didn't. You
my
know,
shit, though.
he didn't
Go
give it to me.
Go
So.
get your own. Well, hey, there
Well,
you
then
go.
there you
Hey,
go.
I don't need it. Give it to him.
Oh, nice. Well,
There you go.
shit. There we go.
I'll
A
get
bonus.
I'll get you the last two issues.
Yeah. So what'd you get, dude?
He gave me something called "You Are Here" by Kyle Baker, who is an extremely great artist.
Yeah.
He is an artist in his right.
Yeah,
Not acting like I know.
No, he's
I
the writer and the artist.
don't think I've ever. I think you've seen me like. Have you ever mentioned this book or say I like this
I
guy's
probably
art?
mentioned some other Kyle Baker books like the Cowboy Wally Show or I Hate Saturn, but he was also the guy who drew the story with the Black Captain America. And just a bunch
he
of-
is?
Yeah, he did. He did a graphic novel on Nat Turner. He's done a lot of stuff. He's a very creative guy.
I love this art, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is like him, first time getting into color, working with Photoshop, and you know he likes to do a lot of color holds. But yeah, this "You Are Here" it reads like a movie. It's almost like it's got the it moves sort of like some kind of I want to say like a Cary Grant comedy in a way, except it's dark.
Oh, really? No, I'm sorry. I'm engrossed in this art, man. This is nice.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you because I didn't get you guys shit.
Well, hey.
no, give
I'm
some.
sorry, I forgot to take the price tag off.
Oh, that's all right. $2.
How tacky. Well, guys, since
20% off $2.
since you guys are putting me in the giving mood, I got some
co-host.
presents here. I didn't have time to gift wrap, but let me get this.
We're
Taco-
men. We don't need gift
Is
wrapping.
that Taco Bell? Is that a Taco Bell? Seriously, that Taco Bell bag? That's it.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you made a run for the border.
It's not what. Yeah, that's not what counts. It's the giving part. Right. Here's yours, Leon, and here's yours,
Sweet.
Corey. Right there.
Oh, nice,
dude.
man. This is the book you were telling me to read.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
awesome. All right, so the co-host has given me a hardcover, the latest hardcover Green Lantern graphic novel with the Sinestro Corps Wars.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get in this for a while.
That okay?
But I
I've
just
only
keep putting it
read
off.
I've only read 5 issues. You're lucky because I haven't even read that entire book. But the issues that I have read, they kicked my fucking ass. That is some hardcore shit going on in that book.
And coincidentally, we're talking like maybe the next Leog, we're going to be going into Green Lantern. So I need to like bone up and read all.
Oh
these.
yeah? Well,
Oh, here we go.
you need some help there.
Well, we could use a resident expert.
Don't call me. No.
Damn, man.
Thank you, my man.
No problem, man.
Giving comic books around here. Boy, look at that. He gave me a comic called Girls. You've been telling me to read this for
I
the
know.
longest time.
I've been wanting to read that myself.
That
Man,
book
you can
kicks-
borrow this when I'm done.
kicks some serious ass. Lots of naked chicks.
I see that.
Yeah. Think of Night of the Living Dead with naked chicks running around.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it kicks ass.
Yeah, I'm not
And,
gonna even read this.
And I can't
I'm
lie.
just gonna look at it.
And honestly, yeah, I can't lie. I just pulled those from underneath Cyrus's stash. So
Yeah.
if something comes up missing in his, if he's missing gifts, don't tell him.
I'm wondering, like, by the time I borrow that from you, are the pages gonna be stuck together?
Yes, they are. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. You aren't gonna be able to read half of it.
Yeah, that book is definitely addictive. So
Nice,
have fun
man.
with that. There you go.
I will.
Hey,
Wow, man.
Christmas
Merry
time in the
Christmas.
shitty.
God damn it! Now I got to give y'all something.
No, that's all right.
Y'all on a guilt trip.
Please.
And you're gonna see us tomorrow too.
Yeah, no shit. I gotta get up early in the morning.
He's going to give us some of those pork rinds over there.
God, you love pork rinds so much, and I bought you some more vinegar. So let's go ahead and get in the email here.
All right, email time. It's been a while.
All right, yeah.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Don't do
since
that.
I seen.
Don't do that.
Anyone
Good
pissed off that we're
email on
talking too much about
Spill.com.
girls we're banging and how their life just sucks and
Man,
their
you
girls
know-
are hotter than ours and it's hotter than me.
Oh,
and
you talking
Fox
about
and-
like how the guys are getting mad at us
and
for
we're gonna pay out the ass for that for us talking.
Okay, here's our first email. Leon, you suck. So
Yeah.
no,
Leon,
Of
you
course.
stink. My girlfriend's better than yours.
Leon, I
You're
lost
nothing.
all respect for you when you said ...
all right,
I
all
lost
right.
all respect. That's hilarious.
I know, man. When I read that, I had a straight razor to my neck.
People have
And then I
respect
realized,
for us?
wait, I don't know this guy.
Damn, I guess I got to read this. This is from
Read it.
Ramon, and it says, "Question for Let's Do This. Please read." It's got about like 50 exclamation
Don't
points after.
beg. Don't beg. That's all I tell people. Do not beg. Read it.
Oh,
Corey.
wait a minute. All right, okay. He says, all right, with movies like, okay, I got to read this thing because apparently something's urgent going on here.
Okay.
Okay, we must have read some of his before. He says, "Hey, Corey, thanks for reading my question on the last Let's Do This. Even if you guys did clown on me for it, what do we do?" Yeah, I don't know what we did.
You know, that's the thing. Is like you beg to have your email read, but there's a good chance we're gonna clown you when you do. So it's a double-edged
Yeah,
sword.
we have to
Yeah,
talk shit
shit.
about you because you're writing to us.
Yeah, don't. I mean, shit. Don't. You gotta expect that when you write
Yeah.
here. I mean, who do you think you're talking to? And why you?
Yeah.
And why do you like take it so serious? I mean, it's us, man. You know, you're talking to a bunch of dumbasses. Why you getting all upset?
The robot
clowning on me.
It's a robot and a black guy.
Yeah, what do our words mean?
Jesus Christ. What's this country
Yeah.
coming to? What the- Crazy.
He said, I didn't think he would read mine. Well, apparently we did. We clowned on your ass too. On top of that, if I had known, I would have had a better question. I hope you got a better one now. Then.
that his
So I'm going to write another meaningless question. Okay, so let's see. He says, with movies like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Highlander, The Crow, and The Terminator that later have been made into TV shows, what movies would you guys like to see be made into a TV show? None. I don't know. I mean,
With a
I
good
That's
budget.
a fair question.
I don't know.
no, it's a good
It
question
is a
too.
good question.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, I don't know. This is right off the top of my head. They were talking about making a young James Bond movie. Maybe that would make a good series.
No, the
Oh, wait, fuck y'all then. Then I say,
that's-
you see
that's
how it is?
stupid.
I'm even getting clowned on.
that's retarded.
one
You'd
say.
have to fabricate so many ridiculous, spy scenarios. one
No,
after
I'm
the
not
next.
talking about him going on adventures. I'm talking about him like, probably going through school. What got him?
Oh.
I'm talking about what, like,
Oh,
as a
the
kid,
pre-
being
Oh,
an
okay.
orphan, going to school, his fights, his
Right.
training.
Smallville version
so
of
we'd have
James
a
Bond?
TV series that focuses on the least interesting part of his life.
No, it could be very interesting. I mean, we could see what made him so angry, what made him so
Well,
ruthless.
he's not. He doesn't get angry until after that first James Bond.
No, they say because they were talking about doing a movie where they said what made James Bond so hard. I mean, apparently he probably had a bad upbringing. He was an orphan who was kind of raised in the streets a little while, fighting people and shit. Apparently he was an angry guy going through high school, beating people and shit. I thought that'd be kind of cool
yet
to see.
he was made good enough grades to get into MI6. See, it's funny you bring that up because Tim McCandless, the guy who wrote The Iron Giant, he was trying to get a Smallville type Batman series off the ground.
The
with Bruce
Graysons,
Wayne.
yeah.
And no, not the
Oh, wait,
Graysons.
no.
I was with Bruce Wayne.
Oh, no
It was
shit.
going to be like the early adventures of Bruce Wayne before he becomes Batman.
So
and I was at a birthday party with him. I was kind of drunk, and he told me about it. I was like, it's never going to fly, dude.
Right.
He's like, you don't know. This could be interesting. on his training and being an escape artist, a detective. I'm like, is he going to put on the suit? No. I'm like, it's never going to work. Forget it. They're never going to do it. I'm just telling you. You can get mad at me now, but believe me later, it's never going to happen.
Right.
And then that show finally went on the air. No, it didn't. They never did do it.
No, unless you want, I don't know, man. I'd say I give anything a chance. I mean, if they made it kind of interesting, I don't know. I mean, that's the cool thing about James Bond. He's not in a costume, so I mean, and I think you could kind of keep it going if you start out early and make a series about him getting older.
If they did something like that, I'd only want it like 4 seasons and that's it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Don't draw it out, and I'd hate to see like them try to. I mean, who would be the villain every week?
He would be Blofeld in high school.
Exactly.
It'll be James Bond babies.
Right. I want to see Jaws as a teenager.
Right. Yeah. They'd all be at the same high school miraculously.
Exactly. Yeah, little kids. Hey, James Bond, give me your lunch money.
Right. Jaws is some like shrimpy kid with braces.
Exactly. Jaws, you got fucked up teeth. Yeah, like you learned his origins of that name.
You give me your lunch money, my boy George is going to break your neck. You see?
Blofeld was working in a lab, and James Bond knocked the chemicals over that burned his hair off.
It made him bald and pale.
I hate you. I'm going to get revenge on you if it's the last thing I do.
Who's a big Asian guy with the hat?
Oddjob.
Oddjob. Yeah. I would love to see an origin of
Oddjob's walking around with Kangos the whole time.
Yeah. People call him fat.
Hey, I think we got something cool here, man. Now, there we go. I would like to see that version of James Bond made into a series. James Bond Kids.
Stop eating all that chicken chow mein.
I'm gonna get your sweet and sour ass if it's the last thing I do.
I don't blame Hi got mad about that. And so a friend of ours, Hi, you probably heard us talk about him before. We were watching what do you call it? Rush Hour. And there's a line in that movie that made me laugh, but I said, you know what, that is kind of racist, where Chris Tucker looks at the villain and is like, I've been looking for your sweet and sour chicken ass. And I was like, ha ha ha. And Hi was like, And I was like, you know what? I guess I would have been mad if somebody said to Chris Tucker, I've been looking for your fried chicken eating ass. I was like, yeah, I see what you mean.
Man, what about?
Isn't High like Vietnamese? Don't they eat like dogs and shit?
I have to say, I had a dog up to a certain point. The dog was gone. Okay.
Corey said it. That's your friend, Hi.
I know. Hey.
Like one of my favorite expressions. Like, man, I would sweat like a dog in a Chinese restaurant.
I thought you were going to say I would sweat like a dog in Hi's house.
That is horrible.
You could adapt it to that.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
Well, they did make a series out of a movie, and I said I would love to see these characters go off into something else. Mm-hmm. Madagascar, the penguins. They actually made a show out of that. I saw one episode.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I saw one episode. Look, it's not for everybody. It's not even for me. But I looked at it. I was like, that was kind of amusing. I love these penguins. I have a thing for those penguins. I love those penguins.
I got one. The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah.
Even though if it were given to some competent writers, that would kick ass.
Well, it's been proven since basically they are a better version of Fantastic Four. Right. You just be making like really good Fantastic Four episodes, except it'd be with them. They'd have personality.
I could see that, especially if they did it in 3G every week.
Yeah.
I mean,
CG
every week.
You could say that with every Disney movie. I mean, WALL-E, they could do.
And Disney has. Disney, we were talking about on one show.
Yeah, there was a while when they would turn every one of their properties into animated series.
Yeah, and they didn't. Some of them didn't make any sense.
Right.
Tailspin. We talked about this before. They took Baloo. They took the Jungle Book. Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, where it had Mowgli, who hung out with, who was being raised by animals in the forest.
Right.
And it's just assumed that Mowgli, because he was raised by these animals, that he understood them.
Right.
They made a TV series where they said, fuck anything with that series. Right. They made Baloo a pilot who worked for a cargo service. And then it had Shere Khan, who was the villain in the Jungle Book, who was a tiger, who was going to eat Mowgli. But in this movie, he wears a 3-piece suit as he's the head of a corporation. I was like, what the fuck were they on when they made this? And it ran for like about 3 seasons or something. So,
Oh, now speaking of movies that have you guys seen the Clone Wars cartoon series?
It's not bad, man.
I think it is.
I think I caught the worst episode. It's the episode with Jar Jar and C-3PO.
Man.
They were the stars,
to be bad.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck this show.
No, I saw one that was actually pretty good. They had some of the stormtroopers, and this one was the stormtroopers were the good guys. Anakin he had to be sent out to save them because they were trapped out on the far edges of space.
So it's kind of like a DOS boot episode.
Yeah, it was because they run out of air.
Yeah.
And they even showed some of the stormtroopers being sucked out and dying, and I was like, that was a pretty cool episode.
Yeah.
And I saw one other where I was like, this is not great, but it was not bad.
See, overall, because like with the movie, I wasn't harsh on the movie because I was like, well, it's just set up the series. And like, a lot of times a series, it's got time to tell a story to be better. But whenever I've watched those episodes, I gave it a shot, they would just be boring. Right. Or it's just like, wow, this is like the movie, but worse. And I saw one with Yoda and those stormtroopers where he was in a contest to get to someplace, and they were sending everybody at him, and Yoda's being, Mr. Arrogant. I'm not worried about them, but the stormtroopers were getting fucked up the whole time. and it's like, yeah, Yoda, your plan, you cool because nothing's gonna happen to you.
Yeah. It's like you like, hey Yoda.
Evil.
I know. It's like, can you show Yoda like saving some lives or something? Like something cool like that.
Yeah,
it's one of these things like after these guys are getting beat up and killed and all, you get to the end and Yoda reveals like he really was the most powerful. He could have won anytime he wanted. And I'm like, if I was one of these guys, I was like, hey, how about you win in the early beginning so I don't have to break my leg?
Do all this shit. Yeah.
It's like in one of those Narnia movies when Aslan shows up at the end and goes like, no, I'm here now, and now I can protect everyone, and this is all part of the plan. It's like, well, could you have enacted your plan before half my people got killed?
Yeah. He's been hanging out, getting fucked up.
That's
why he came in. Like he's always smiling. The first moment you see him, the funny thing you mentioned, I just saw that today. The first moment you see him, you see the little girl run up, and they're like running around, they're like rolling around in the grass while people are getting murdered and killed in a big battle. He's like, well. I've just been hanging around. But
right.
Yeah,
I think it's time for us to wake up our friends. He growls and fucking trees come to life. That's all you had to do?
Yeah.
I could do that.
Right.
Growl.
It's funny.
Right. Hey, wake up, motherfuckers.
No, it was like a fawn went and like ran up to he's like, what the fuck is Aslan at? And Aslan's over there with bottles laying next to me. He said, Aslan, get up, man. Huh? What the fuck, man?
Is that today?
Are we ready to go?
Today?
Yeah, we ready to fight? He's like, man, that motherfucker's dead already. Come on, man. Oh shit, I'm sorry, man.
No.
That goddamn.
This was part of the plan. The Lord works in mysterious ways.
You getting fucked up was part of the plan.
And
and
he's saying all that shit with Chinese eyes. I'm like, all right, man. Let's end the movie already. Come on.
I'm the metaphor for Jesus. You get it? Excuse me. Hold on. Come on, man. Shit. It's still not too late. Yeah, raw.
That's a good question. I bet you anything after this, we'll probably think of a few more movies.
Okay. I'm gonna throw one out there that'll be kind of controversial.
Uh-oh.
Now, you take the Highlander movie. First one, great movie.
Right.
Sequels, 2 sequels, sucked.
Yeah.
TV series, not bad.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, no,
never watched.
It actually was enjoyable. So I'm gonna say The Matrix based on that.
Okay. Look, unlike y'all, I'm not going to be that harsh. I say anything could probably work. I can see that working too. I can see as long as I don't know, man. I was
going to say The Crow, but they did that.
They did that already, and it was bad. And the first Crow was the only one that barely skated by.
And you hear that they're doing a remake already.
And you know what? Like I said already, they did a remake 3 times.
Yeah, they did it
in
like
several
times.
episodes, and it was the same fucking movie.
And they did one with Edward Furlong that never saw the light of day.
Serious?
I think it came out I think only 10 copies came out. But yeah, Edward Furlong was the last Crow.
Oh, they did that one. Because I remember
it was made and it was released, but it had a very limited release. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or something.
That dude was so pumped up on Smack. He's probably just looking like
he looked like shit. Yeah, he did look like. I mean,
they didn't have to paint. They didn't have to paint black makeup on him. He was already at the dark circle on his eyes and shit. But the last one I remember was The Crow Salvation. I actually saw that. It had Kirsten Dunst,
and
that was shitty, man.
And that dude that was in Resident Evil, who turned into Nemesis. I think
he was the Crow.
He was the one which was weird. Yeah,
yeah. He you know what? He dressed like Michael Myers. You mean he had a jumpsuit on?
Yeah.
I was like,
right.
this is weird, man. Anyway, let's go on to the next question here.
Good question.
Yeah, it was. That was actually a great question. This one is from PC Load Letter.
PCP. What? That would be kick-ass if somebody had a name PC.
Like
Smack.
Cobain.
I would respect
PCP. It says, hey, I was just curious, how would you equate the Spill.com rating system to a 5-star scale? Obviously, 5 stars is better than sex, but you can do the math yourself.
Yeah, what
why are you asking us? I mean, goddamn. I mean,
get a calculator.
Look, if you know that like 5 stars is better than sex, then full price is going to be 4 stars. I mean, come on, man, just throw it down the line. Right. And fuck you.
Now that was a dumb question.
Don't do what PC Load Letter did.
He does say, I love the podcast, love the site. Keep it good.
That's a great question.
That's an awesome question.
It's too late. He's
Keep
gonna cuss
writing,
us out.
pal.
Yeah, he's gonna be mad next week.
I loved you guys. This is the only thing that gets me through the day.
Those are the emails I get. Listen to this. This is the one thing that brightens up my day. And you guys had to say that shit about me. I hate you. I've never listened to this again.
I do want to read something here from a guy. This is a thing that Carlisle hates to do, but it was meant for the cold ones that we did. But this guy wrote a nice email.
It's okay to read nice emails ever so often.
Yeah, it is. And if I could find it.
It ain't changing what I had for breakfast. That wall socket.
Fuck, maybe I can't find it.
It's nice to know we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Or you guys are.
Yeah. Let's hear how awesome a couple of cold ones is. You guys are doing a great job. You guys get me through the day.
Should I not read that then?
No, we want to hear
I don't care.
If I can find it.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. All right, here it is. It's just a nice thank you. And look, I like reading these because the people are appreciative of us. They like hearing their emails read.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me.
Okay, here it is. It says, it's from Russell. Russell says, thank you so much for posting a Coco up at the fucking right time. He says, I just came home from seeing my friend in the hospital, and he's in a coma right now after dying twice yesterday. Thank God he's a fighter. I got home after the visit and just broke down. And after that, I listened to you guys, and I thank you so much for making me feel better. He puts an actual picture up of the car accident.
Oh,
and
man.
I didn't look at
that.
And we're not gonna make fun of it. No, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's actually it makes me feel good that what we do helps people out. But I just read that so we can show our appreciation. Hey, and look, Russell, it makes us feel good knowing that we make you feel fine and can get you by.
Hope your buddy's all right.
Yeah, seriously. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you, man. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but we really do. Hope he gets better, man.
It's tragic.
All right, here's something.
Thanks for bringing down the room.
Here's something.
On another note,
bringing down.
Back to the jokes and the jokes.
Yeah. Hey, fuck that guy. Don't give us any emails unless it's a funny car wreck, all right?
I was going to tell him, I was like, you should paint up your friend as the Crow. And
Oh, man.
Is he in a funny coma? No. Yeah, you should paint like clown makeup on him and take a picture. When he wakes up, you're like, hey, look at this.
Come on.
Oh man, look.
Come on, Corey.
Yeah. You should paint him up.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, Cole's over there. You should paint him up to crow. Then I say something like, oh man, that's rough, man.
You
go too far. No class.
Rest of us trying to have a good time, but you have to bring it down.
You people keep disappointing me, Corey.
All right, I got to read this one.
All right.
This is from Last Forever. And
Last Forever.
And last forever, like the number 4. Last Forever.
Is this written by
Pretty
Prince?
clever, Clarice.
Prince. He says, "I would die for you." That's a tagline.
Is he? He must be an artist.
Hey man, look. Let
me show him my
Let
laptop.
me tell y'all something. We were sitting up here drinking the cheapest wine in the world.
His wine is starting
It's
to
like
kick in.
if we're fucking with you, it's because
Do you have
we
any
kind
more
of.
of that, by the way? Please.
This is how bad it is.
like it needs ketchup.
It serves twice as oil for the coast over. That's how bad this one. If we're fucking with people, it's only because we're in a good mood right now. All right.
I hope so.
So yeah, you gonna get clowned on as Raymond says, Ramon.
Thank you.
That's not Corey pissing in a glass.
Yeah, but it tastes like it.
The piss would probably taste better. Depending on what you had to eat
through
today.
the day.
Probably a little less antifreeze in the piss.
Man, somebody told me about that dog eating antifreeze and dying. They got mad at me because I started laughing because they said,
Was it Ghost Rider? Because she loves dogs.
No, it was no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't even on site. It was like, man, I was a little kid and it was a couple and the husband was telling about it and he was laughing. The wife got upset because he's like, yeah, man, that dog licked up that antifreeze and that motherfucker started smiling and then he died because he said it like got to him. I guess his face was having contractions.
Oh, no.
That dog looked like the Joker before he
I was going to say, yeah.
I was about to say.
Honey, that was my Joker venom. Why'd you put that out?
He put that dog down and said,
Go out with a smile.
I should have said, why so serious?
all right. And then that dog just got straight faced. Why you say that?
Oh, poor
Enough
guy.
already. All right. I had to read this.
The world is full of tragedy.
Last Forever says, "Why no love for £7?"
7 pounds.
All right, the movie.
I don't get that.
The movie.
Okay, I never saw
I didn't think we were that bad about it.
No, he says, "Hey guys, I just listened to your audio review on £7, and I have a question. You seem to be generalizing your issue. Will Smith can't carry a damn boring movie, seems long, etc. Those are examples. But yet you said that the movie made you cry. If the intent of a movie is to bring out a specific emotion, and it does, how can you call it anything but a success? Are there any other movies where you where you felt the intended emotion but still felt the movie was bad, hell yeah. Also, Corey, on previous shows, you said that you review movies based on how the intended audience will receive it. Twilight discussion. Based on that,
Out of body
how can
experience.
you not give 7 pounds a better than sex rating?
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Is this? He ain't
this a-
real.
is
This is a joke.
Is this the director? Is that what this is?
It's Will Smith.
I can see him a mile away. Yeah. Will
Hey,
Smith.
man.
Yeah.
How come you not like? You don't like my movie?
How can you like Hancock and not this?
Yeah. Hancock rocks.
Who did you rate this movie for? Me, motherfucker. Not for Will Smith lovers. Look, no, I feel like the reason why I gave something like Twilight the review, or the rating that I did, is because I felt like that movie was intended for people who were probably 14-year-old girls or females who were lonely and 50 years old. I felt like 7 Pounds had more of a general audience. I mean, they actually know that Will Smith is a blockbuster draw, so they definitely want to get those people who not only like Will Smith, but people who want to see dramas, people who want to probably see something that they consider to be Oscar caliber this season. And so I think it was a broader based audience than something more direct than Twilight. So yeah, I gave it a rating based on a broader audience base. However, and you guys give an example. Yeah, I've seen movies where I thought that they had an emotion that hit at certain points, but the rest of the movie wasn't that great.
Sure, it happens all the
It
time.
happens all the time. And look, I told you, I cry easy at certain things. I don't know if I said that, but yeah.
These guys are pussies. I don't know how many times they have to tell you. They cried some
Yeah.
dumb shit.
You know what? The two examples that come to me right off the bat.
Let me guess one. Hope Floats.
Yeah. I was gonna say Hope Floats.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not a good movie. It's universally panned. But the scene where the little girl is running after her dad, it made me cry.
Was that little girl you, Liam?
I mean, we see movies all the time. Just to give you,
What if it was? and just recently, the game plan with The Rock. It's one of these movies. It's very formulaic, and just what it is, mostly playing the kids and being kind of goofy. But at the end, when he doesn't have that little girl, he misses her.
Yeah.
It really is heart rending. It's like, damn it, God damn it! I'm not gonna just give him back the kid for Christ's sakes. He's a good man.
Give the Rock back his kid.
well, no, we see movies all the time where we say, you know what, that movie sucked, but the special effects were great. Oh, that movie
Right.
didn't do that well,
Right.
but the car chase scene was out of sight, man. Like, for example, I really, really, really hated Death Proof. But I think that car chase is one of the best car chases I've seen in a long time. Seriously, I love that car
I thought it
chase.
went on too long, but
And, I mean, it did go on a little bit long, but I thought it was. I thought it was
I
amazing.
thought the scene where Kurt Russell first kills that first girl.
And that was another
was
great
awesome.
scene too.
Yeah.
But but those are two scenes.
Exactly.
It doesn't
That's it.
mean
It
that the
doesn't
movie's
make a
working as a
movie.
whole. You know, yeah. So when I'm sitting up here crying because they really are laying on the emotions, and you know what? That just says to me that it was successful, but it was also maybe a tad bit manipulative too.
That's
Too,
the word,
yeah.
manipulative.
You know what? A perfect movie would be AI for me. Like, what? There are certain parts of that movie that just made me want to weep like a bitch, especially the ending.
Yeah.
But it's still a bad movie.
Oh, it's a horror. Yeah, because it's like
the
3 or 4
the teddy
movies
bear,
in one.
The robot teddy bear,
Yeah.
that character was incredible. I almost wish they would spin off a movie featuring, because I thought that teddy bear just had more heart and depth. It seemed like the only one that was really acting in that movie.
The first act of that movie, the first third of it was actually pretty sinister, and it made you feel creepy, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's like very interesting.
Yeah.
And then it moves over into the search for the blue fairy.
Right.
And it's just like, what the hell is this?
But the scene where he sleeps with his mom at the very end, and that's it, and you see the little. I cried like a whore.
Oh,
I cried
man,
like
yeah.
a $2 whore.
See, the co-host cries when bad things happen to the robots.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we know what you were
Exactly.
doing. Yeah. So man, you look. Just because a movie is successful in one part doesn't mean that the whole movie is successful. Don't even try to peg a movie like getting by on one scene. Maybe for you it did.
Yeah.
Because you're a different person than me. If you love 7 Pounds, all right, that's fine. For me, I didn't think it worked in all areas. I thought it was boring, and I rated it for myself. But I also thought like the majority of people that I was seeing it with would also probably think the same thing. So,
Yeah, I mean, dude, we all kind of felt the same way about it. So that's a dumb question.
I just refused.
Yeah, no. Last
I
time I was
refused
like,
to see it. Yeah.
it's a good question. It's just that a lot of people don't understand. I was saying this earlier when I was recording with the Brits. Look, I don't
Brits?
with the Brits. The Brits. Look,
the British are coming.
exactly. They're here, baby.
God save the Queen. She
I
ain't
don't-
no human being.
Look, you taking our reviews to God save the Queen. Look, you're taking our reviews too seriously. I always say, man, we're entertainers.
We're not
You
here
know,
to be serious.
Yeah, we're not here to we're not here to tell you, because a lot of people say, I said this before. They say, man, thank you for helping me. I spend so much money by telling me this movie was bad. And I'm thinking, well, what if you saw the movie and you thought it was good?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not here to tell you what movies to see.
You
what not to
shouldn't.
see.
I always tell people this. Don't ever. I mean, if you're one that you just can't make your own goddamn decisions, that's a problem. You know, it's good to take people's advice, but make your own goddamn choices and make your own opinions and your own views.
My only argument against that is that
God, don't be cool. Please don't fuck up what I'm saying right now. I'm trying to put some knowledge out there, and you're gonna just railroad it. All right, go ahead.
No,
I want to hear this.
You're
No,
right.
I want to hear.
To quote the great Al Pacino, "You are here to help us,
Not
not
to
fuck
us up."
No, I want to hear
Where
this
did
now.
you learn your trade, motherfucker?
You would know that if you spent a day, you fairy, you company man.
Oh, is this a Glinger Glenn Ross?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
No,
Watch that movie, by the way. People.
My point would be that, you know, with movies costing like $10 here and $15 elsewhere, that's a lot people got to shell out.
That's true.
So I can understand them wanting to have some kind of guide, like, please help me not blow this money that I need to hold on to.
To that, what I would say is, hey, listen, if you want to get an opinion and make your decision based on that, listen to several. Go and read different. Go to.
You got to
different
find
reviews.
somebody who normally agrees with you.
Yeah,
and
that
then you
too.
just kind of go with them.
Because there's been plenty of movies where I didn't, because I heard what people said, and then when I see them, I'm just like, damn it, how come I didn't see them in the theater?
Right.
You know. But no, I mean, hey, yeah, we're here just to let you know. We think it's really terrible. I mean, if we're all just agreeing this movie was complete shit, then yeah, we're doing you a favor. But no, if it's something where I think if the idea of the movie holds your interest, go see it because you don't know. I mean, you'll never know.
Yeah, what the hell?
But I'll tell you what, I still don't want to see The Day the Earth Stood Still just because it looks like shit. And from what I've heard, everything's been like every problem that I thought that movie would have. People who hate it, they've told me everything I thought would go wrong with that movie.
Right.
So
Yeah, man, look.
I refuse. I heard your review, and part of me really wants to see it because I know you didn't care for it too much, and on the other hand, Carlisle loved it, and it really made me just go, well.
Listen, I don't want to say nothing bad about Carlisle. I already had somebody jump my shit.
Yeah.
Stop talking shit about Carlisle
Who
on
was
every
it?
podcast.
Who was it?
I don't know. It was some.
Was it Movie Lord?
Maybe. It was either Movie Lord or Jack Burton. I can't remember.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
But I got into it with him like, man, we just joking around with each other.
you tell him-
Carlisle's a grown man. We do this to each other. Don't.
Tell him to fuck off.
We work with
I'll
that
tell him.
jackass. Yeah,
I had somebody jump on me about the. I bet it was Movie Lord because Movie Lord is like
That guy is fucking crazy, man. I'm sorry. He's a movie lord. You're a fucking nut, dude. All right, I'm telling you flat out. Whenever I put a video up, and if out of the blue you say "fuck you, co-host," no, pal, fuck you.
Oh.
All right, don't come in my house and start cursing me out because I will fucking kill you. All right?
damn. I would kill you.
Maybe it was. I remember what Jack Burton did. He didn't do that. I have a lot of people like in the comments on my page part, instead of posting comments, they've been posting videos, and just like a lot of them in a row. And he posted one, and I just say, hey, could you back off the posting videos? Man, this dude cussed me out. It was one of those like, I come here to get relief from my busy life for some happiness, and I just post one fucking video, and you're gonna talk shit to me while all these other people do blah 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 blah. And I was like, dude, I'm just asking you not to do it because they take up so much space.
Leon, why you got to be an asshole,
just
dude?
send a link. That's
People
all.
are trying to share with you, dude. They like you.
I'm like, just post a link. I can click on it. You ain't gotta take up my page.
Leon,
Man, boy,
always
y'all are rough
pushing
against
people
these
away.
members, man. Y'all are.
But they
You and Cyrus.
they
'cause
come at me like I mean, I'm
Damn,
serious.
because I don't even care. They post shit on my thing. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
I wrote a simple. It was like a one short sentence, just like enough with posting videos.
Yeah. And
Did
by the
movie-
way,
did-
movie
did-
lord, I love you. You're a good guy.
Did he do that to you?
Who?
Movie Lord, did he come in? Did he say you post a video?
You know what? It's been such a long time, but no, he just. I just remember putting up a Friday night clip fix or something, and out of the blue, it just said like, "Go to hell, co-host, you suck," or "fuck you." It just out of the blue.
Look,
I don't know what it had to do with anything.
I like Movie Lord,
yeah.
and he's gonna get mad.
Oh,
now,
but you know what?
I'm
Okay,
just
I'll tell you what did piss me off. I remember when the Watchmen trailer was getting ready to come out, and he like made I don't know if he made a blog or wrote a blog or something, but he was like, just to let everyone at Spill know, I don't want anybody posting up any Watchmen trailer because 20th Century Fox is sending that shit to me, and I'm going to be the first person to post it up. And I don't want anybody, if anybody posts up the new Watchmen trailer, they better take that shit down now. And I looked at it, I laughed, and I almost sent him, hey, you know what? If you do write to anybody, I'm kicking your fucking ass out of Spill. I'm kicking you out of my house. All right? You don't tell none of my fucking members what to do. I tell them what to do.
Not you. Just taking over everything.
Not you, shithead. No.
King of the world over here.
But, that kid sound like Eric the Midget.
He is my Eric the Midget. No, but that guy hasn't messed with me in so long.
No, I know he's still
around.
He's a good guy. He posts a lot of cool things. I don't want to.
No, he does
because he gets. I would say this: movie like you're very sensitive. That's all, and I don't want you to get mad. As you know, we mess with everybody on here. But because we had a talk. I mean, years ago, and he's going to get mad about this, but I'll just give you a quick history. Years ago, I posted, this is how it started. I posted a review for VeggieTales.
Yeah.
And
it's already. I love the way this is starting already.
Yeah, no. And he's gonna get mad. I'm sorry, movie lord. I love you, man. I'm not trying to.
Hey,
good story.
Hey, are you dating him?
Yes.
Oh, what? So, what does it matter?
No, because man, look, I'm not here to pick on anybody. I like
we
these members are what makes this site. So I'm not here to fuck with anybody.
No,
I'm not. I don't kick off anybody, even people that make me mad. I don't kick them off. I'm real patient with people. I lost it one time and I apologized. Mm-hmm. But he came on and I was very patient with him. Never lost it. But he said, I posted a review for VeggieTales and it was a matinee and he just came at me and said, you take that shit down right now because that shit is fucking bad and I don't like this and if you don't take it down, I'm leaving. And I was like, and I was very nice about it. I was like, hey man, I hate to lose you, but if
you would?
Hey man, I would. Look, I'm very nice to people on here. You know, you got to be diplomatic, man. You can't go chasing people off. You can't. I mean,
of course, it's just funny to me, like these people who seem mild mannered, but then they go off like crazy. But then you get guys like Chick Chomp and Predator. I never have a problem with them. Love those guys.
Oh yeah, and
those guys rule.
Yeah. They're the harshest on everybody else, but
and they can be. And that's
they're
fine.
Smart.
Members can be harsh on each
other,
but
they do things
look,
the right way.
If you come in, Ken stirs up. But you know, the thing is that you have to like create an air of you have to be an example. You can't go crazy like these people. You have to like create an air of, okay, everybody respects each other here. If you fuck up, you come in and talk to people. That's why people are kind of cool here because I don't come on here telling people, well, you get the fuck out there. You know what I mean? Like, so
I haven't done it yet.
I told him, I just said, hey, look, man. I said, listen, this is why I did this. This is why I gave this review. I'd hate to lose you, so please stick around. You know, and he's like, that's not good enough. I demand that you take this down now. And I was like, hey, listen, man. I said, you really are trying my patience, but if you got to go. I'm not changing anything, okay? Because my first impulse was to say, who the fuck you talk you to? You know what I mean? But I was like, nah. It's like the kid is cool. He just, you know what I mean? He's probably.
Corey,
I mean, come on. Look, we're talking about probably a 14, 15-year-old kid, man.
Hey, but even a 15-year-old kid, he has to be told, hey, the shit you're pulling, it ain't cool, all right? I ain't here to wipe nobody's ass. I mean, I'm here because if one guy's fucking up everyone else's fun, then that's a problem. I would tell you, hey, get him the fuck out.
No, I wouldn't do that.
If he's cursing or whatever.
No, you can't do that. You really do have to come in and like say, hey, look, I'm talking to you. Right. This is how we are with people. Right. And actually, he was really cool for a while. Now, it didn't happen again until we did the review for Get Smart. And at the end, at the end, Carlisle was crying. He emailed me and said, he said, you know what? How dare you make Carlisle cry like that? What do you think you're doing? I was like, I'm Jesus, man. Not to ruin the illusion, but you know it's a fucking joke.
These are the jokes, folks.
Yeah, it's like, come on, what are you talking about? Yeah. He's like, that's what he says. Carlisle's my friend, and you can't treat him like that. I was like, well, for one thing, I did fucking treat him like that, and another thing, it was a joke, and another. Yeah. Have you two hung out with each other? Right. Do you know him? Yeah. Have you had dinner with him? It's like, get fucking real, man. Right?
I love how Corey gets so angry when he's talking about this.
I was just like, but he's at that point.
Hey, he's a good guy. We're still
it was at that point where it's like, hey, man. I was like, all right, hey, that's cool. You know, it's like I'm just telling you, I'm being a little more forceful here, but it's like, you know, settle down. This is what happened. All right, I'm glad you're being protective. It's okay. Right. And then he's like, all right, he came back. He's like, look, I'm sorry, man. He did apologize. Right. Every time it happened, you talk to him. He's come back and he said, I'm sorry. And then there was something that happened later where I brought up the VeggieTales thing, and he's like, yeah, I'm matured since then, and I don't do that anymore. and I was like, okay. I said, that's cool. I said, that's great, man. He's like, because that's what he says. So, man, why you bringing that up? He's like, I've learned a lot from back then, and I've really matured now. I was like, well, that's cool, man. I said, now you're living his
6 months of his life.
Yeah, I was like, hey, man, you know, I said, but you know, we're joking. So I'm glad you matured, and that's cool. And he's like, yeah, I have. He said, thanks for noticing. I was like, all right. Next thing I know, Fwapa, the guy named Fwapa, who's from from France. Actually, a cool guy. I've talked to him a few times. He puts up a really good review for The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah.
It's a very critical, bad review of the movie.
Yeah.
After I've learned and I'm more mature now, he comes in, he's like, fuck you! How dare you talk about that movie? That movie's good. You know what the fuck you're talking about. Fwapa's like, hey man, look, I just told you my opinion. I'm sticking with it. If you don't like it, then
I demand you take this review.
And Predator came in and said, quit fucking whining or get out of here. So I said, well, that situation took care of itself. I don't have to say anything. But that's why I was wondering if he was one that got mad about you.
So he's still being an annoying prick.
No, look,
right?
I'm not going to say it was him. I honestly can't remember who it was.
Okay.
I had to give the wrong person credit.
I'm just saying, people, look, I'm patient.
You are patient, Corey, to a fault.
No, not to a fault, because, hey, man, look,
look,
this is a business. I mean, look, if you're going to, as friendly, I'm also friendly. I am nice. And I'm, like I say, if I'm going to run this shit, you got to create an air of responsibility. Right. That's why I really was disappointed in myself when I came in. And MDS is a nice guy. That's why that's why I was so upset when I came in.
Man. Yeah, me and MDS were getting into it for a while, I think.
He's a good guy, man. And he writes great posts. And I would say that actually him and I were both at fault because we both went off on something that we probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But I'm more at fault for not coming in and sticking to whatever my creed is, whatever my rules are, whatever code I go by. And I actually wrote back and said, hey, man, that was shit in me to do that. I should have came in and just said, hey, no need to throw names. Just ignore it. You know? So
if you want to babysit that guy, go for it.
Hey, man, that's what happens when you run a site. You got to babysit a lot of people.
Well, but like I said, I mean,
and you know what? I'll tell you something about MDS. He actually welcomed me back and everything. I mean, I feel like that guy is a true friend.
I don't have any problem with MDS. Yeah, I mean, just with the movie lord thing. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have if he were gone, we're gonna get somebody else just like him. And I'm not.
That's you talking. You and I disagree on that because I don't feel that way. I do think I don't belittle anybody else.
That's people for you. I mean, there's just one guy leaves, and there's always gonna be somebody to come in to start up the same shit. I don't think it's as important when people are like cursing at each other as far as, hey, I don't like your opinions or whatever. They're always gonna be there. But I think at some point you got to say, hey, you know what? You're almost ruining everyone's else enjoyment. You're the one.
But you know what?
You're the
it doesn't ruin it.
But the thing is, I mean, I'm not saying it is ruining. I'm just saying, like, hey, you should tell that guy, hey, you need to calm down. Seriously, I don't know how long you want to babysit him. But it's like,
see, it's not babysitting. If I was on there every day telling him that, it's not. Man. No, it's customer service, man. In a way, it's like, hey, look, you have to sit down and you have to, like I said, you got to be patient with people. Yeah. Now, if there was somebody who was on the site, because I'm gonna tell you something good about Movie Lord. He is a contributor. He comes in, he contributes stuff.
Right.
He is cool with people. He just loses it sometimes. Maybe he's got a bad temper. I don't know what his deal is, but
everyone else should pay.
But he's not somebody who's coming on here and just starting trouble. He's somebody that actually he adds to the site. I mean, these are isolated incidences. I mean, these happen like, maybe about 6 months apart, and it's only been 3.
He's somebody. Been him.
No. What are you talking about? How many people he's had who's been crazy?
As far as I thought you were talking about his incidents where he does this every 6 months.
There's people that I like more. I'm saying that there are people who are probably. I like more is not it. There are people who I probably interact with more, who I see doing stuff more. But Movie Lord comes in, he's quiet most of the time. Right. He contributes stuff. He's a good guy. Right. It just something throws him off every now and then. Why are you doing that?
Because y'all talking about this for too long.
I know we have a tendency to do that, but he's somebody who's cool. I'll let this part, but he's cool. Let me just.
Let me clarify. I don't hate the guy. I mean, I had that one problem with him a long time ago, but I'm not gonna lie. It does annoy me when people like him are giving everybody such a hard time, especially when they're doing what he's doing. Those same people that he's attacking, they're doing the same thing he's doing as far as contributing to the site. And I'd hate for anyone to have to deal with that, to go, you know what? This site is nothing. This site is just filled with kids that like talking shit. And I put up something and I get this negative comment. Nobody cares.
But you know what you said?
I'm gone.
But I'll just end it with this because we do have to move on. Yeah. Well, you said that if he goes, somebody else is going to come in. Well, same thing with somebody who causes shit. If he goes, somebody else is going to come in doing the same thing. It's the internet,
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
Well, you're saying you made it sound like somebody better who's going to come in, like somebody who's not causing trouble.
No. I say for all these guys that come in and start shit. Yeah, there's always going to be somebody else to come in and fill the shoes. But my deal is I want everyone just to have a fucking great time, and it sucks when somebody's like peeing on everyone's parade. But hey, that's your department. I'll let that be your job. So.
Well, I can tell by the crunch I'm going to have to cut all that shit out anyway. All right, here's the next question here. This one's from Sergio. What are some of the bloodiest, goriest movies in existence? The kind of stuff that makes Saving Private Ryan look like a kid's movie. Oh man,
Punisher Warzone.
Punisher.
No.
That's a general.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing I've always said. Cannibal Holocaust.
I'll say
Dead Alive.
no. Well, that's tough because he's talking serious gore or like.
Hey man, now look, we asking questions. You got to stop crunching on that shit. All right.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Pork rinds and shit.
Damn.
In your living room. What are you gonna say?
Oh, is he talking like serious gore, like a Saving Private Ryan, or just any kind of gore?
Any kind.
How would
Like-
Corey know?
Okay.
I would just say it sounds like it's a general question. Any kind.
I would say the most recent one I've seen that is just hardcore gore to the max, Machine Girl.
Okay, damn,
Yeah.
I got to see that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll do two more here because we're getting through them quick. All right. So I moved from England to Ireland, and one day in school we were watching The Wind That Shakes the Barley, which I thought was brilliant, but couldn't help but feel slightly guilty at the same time. Anyways, my question is, are there any films that make you proud, ashamed to be an American? No. It's not my fault. I didn't fucking make the movie.
Right.
No. There's some movies that for a split second make you look at like at your race or your nationality and you make you shake your head like, my fucking people, boy. Soul Plane would be that movie for me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing you have to understand about being an American, it's like, you know, there's that tendency to make us rally around the flag and love America and don't talk shit about us. But for the most part, this is a huge country where everybody's spread out. And geographically, everybody thinks differently. I mean, it's a lot more tribal. So it's really hard to feel something that encompasses all of America that you all identify and agree with.
I would love to see a movie where the Americans are the bad guys. I think the last movie I saw was like one of the Godzilla movies where the Americans were portrayed as the bad guys. As far as I can't remember like if they had some experiment that went crazy that created some monster, but it was interesting to see the Americans as the bad guys in that one film. I wish I could remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about that. We've had movies where the Americans are the bad guys, but we've always had good Americans to balance it out. What was that movie? What's the term for holding somebody in detention without against any kind of constitutional rights?
Oh, that one with Reese Witherspoon?
With Jake Gyllenhaal and Reese Witherspoon. I mean, the American government was seen as really bad in that. So.
That's right.
So, but then again, like I said, we had victims who were Americans too. So,
right.
I mean, you talk about flat out like Americans going in like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. We'll do one more. What?
Team America.
No. The Kevin Costner, Dancing with Wolves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the Americans. That was the white people. The Americans,
well,
the actual Americans were the Native Americans. So
yeah, that made me hate white people.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, we'll do one more here. Sorry.
One more for the kids.
Oh, that's the one I did. I just moved from England. Let's see. Moving down. Great question for let's do this. It says Moya.
we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Okay, Moya. My man Moya. This guy is pretty cool. Him and I have religious discussions that are pretty tame.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Yeah, he's actually a really good guy, man.
Moral oral.
Yeah.
Well, his whole thing is he says you're an atheist, but I understand I'm a Christian. I just want you to know that I think you're a good guy regardless of that. And here's my opinion.
Regardless of the fact that you're going
to
to
hell, you know.
And let
Exactly.
me tell you how
No, actually,
God can save you.
You know what? He's actually a really cool guy, though. And
He cares about you,
and I am
Corey.
proud to read his question here. Moya says, I was curious if there was any year that the winner for Best Picture of the... Wait, hold on. Okay, this is what I was read. I'm going to read it like it's written here. And you blame me.
That's all you can do.
Don't blame me if you can understand it. I was curious if there was any year that the winner for Best Picture of the year really upset you with the choice. Okay, I think did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, 1998, when Shakespeare in Love beat out Saving Private Ryan, that was especially frustrating. 2000 wasn't much better when Gladiator beat out Aaron Brockovich, Traffic, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So was there anything that the Academy did that made you throw your shoe at the TV? Man, they do that all the time.
Well, it's funny because he wouldn't like my answer because that year I was excited that Shakespeare in Love won. I thought it was. I mean, Saving Private Ryan for the first 20 minutes is an awesome movie, and the rest of it is good. It's okay. Yeah. But I thought Shakespeare in Love was a masterpiece. So I loved it.
I'm with him.
Won.
I saw Shakespeare in Love, and I remember you saying you loved it and it was great.
Yeah.
I went in there and I was like, I really do not like this movie very much.
So you didn't even like it?
No, I didn't.
Even I saw it. I thought it was a good film, but I just
I thought it was the best.
I'm not arguing with that. I mean, I remember you said you loved it, and that was cool. But I just said if I had to like take sides, I'd be like, yeah, I kind of was upset that Saving Private Ryan didn't win. I thought technically it was a better movie. I thought I just didn't fall for the gimmick that was in Shakespeare in Love, and that Shakespeare went around and saw all these incidents like, oh, this is the inspiration for my play. Now, that's just me.
Right. I see. I didn't see it as much as like we're in Forrest Gump, where it was bringing the movie down. I just saw it as being like a playful, like kind of throwaway, because it being a comedy and all.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people
I found it forgivable.
Hey, look, I'm in the minority, man. People love that movie. I mean, it won Best Picture, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it did something right.
I say fuck the Academy. I refuse. I don't care about the Academy at all. I think. I just don't like the whole process of it. I think the films that they pick usually are wrong. I just don't care for it anymore. I refuse to partake in it. I refuse to hang out at the parties with the Academy Awards and everyone's stupid list. I just think the whole process, the whole idea of it is stupid.
I think it's a fun event, but I don't know why anybody takes it seriously.
Yeah. And
people do. I mean, the thing is, people do. People have parties about it. Sometimes
it's a reason to get together.
It's a reason to have a party.
It is a reason to have a party, but just the idea of it, and half the times the movies I like aren't even mentioned.
Because to me, like the idea of Gladiator winning Best Anything is ridiculous.
And and see, it
doesn't seem honest.
That's another question where Academy Awards have been going on for years.
Yeah,
and at some point in your life that you've been watching, I mean, Academy Award has been going on longer than any of us have been alive here. So at some point in your life when you've been watching it, you're going to say, I'm disappointed with that decision.
Right.
Because it's all based on opinion, like we said.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, look, and the thing, here's something that really disappoints me, or has ruined anything that I hold important for awards of any kind. And you're going to laugh at me, Coles, but it goes back to animated films and animated TV shows, because that's where I think any kind of award show at all shows its flimsiness. The Emmys won't nominate something like The Simpsons unless it's in a category where you have other shows like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something like that, because it's an animated show. Because at one time they tried to nominate it as just great writing, and people threw a fit and said a cartoon is being nominated in the same category as a serious show. And it's like, it's the writing that speaks for itself, not the fact that it's an animated show or anything like that. They did the same thing with the Academy Awards. Beauty and the Beast was nominated. That's the first motion picture to be nominated for Best Picture. First animated motion picture to be nominated for Best Picture. After that, somebody threw a tissy fit and said, that doesn't make sense to me. You're going to nominate a cartoon along with all these other serious movies. And hey, look, if you ask me, Beauty and the Beast was a contender. It really was one of the best movies I'd seen that year.
How much work goes into something
especially like that. And so now we get serious films such as Persepolis being nominated in the same category with some other movie in the same caliber as Madagascar, which makes no fucking sense.
I don't like like I said, I don't like the process. I don't like the idea behind the process. I don't care if it's been around for 100 years. It's something that needs to die, because obviously the movies that are nominated they're not even out yet. They're movies that the people who pay to see these don't see.
Right.
And I just don't understand the process, and I don't care about the tradition of it. It's something that needs to die, and something else needs to be created. I mean,
unless you get one.
The only thing I care. I mean, what's the awards where movies are voted by their peers, by other actors?
People's Choice?
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Well, you got the Actors Guild or something like that. Screenwriters Guild.
Yeah.
There's several.
That seems to me at least more interesting, because it's voted on by the peers.
Yeah.
The people who are involved and all that.
Well,
but as far as like it's like is the closest thing thing do I have to get as far as a real people's opinion is fucking the MTV Music Awards. Or the MTV Movie Awards. I mean, and the fucking Nickelodeon. I mean, those seem to be more honest than the goddamn Academy sometimes. It's ridiculous, but
I'm not going to trust something where Mr. and Mrs. Smith is winning for Best Picture.
But the thing is, people are dumb. Yeah, people are dumb to the fact that it's. I honestly would like to hear what the average person thinks is a great movie.
Nah, the average person keeps Dancing with the Stars on TV.
But see, that's a
problem.
But
the same thing is that at least I can live with that.
Well,
I don't like the fact that these highbrow movies are getting praised by people who just don't watch them.
I would say, compared to something like the People's Choice Awards, and you're going to hate me for saying this, I would say that that's more credible than somebody who's nominated like Mr. and Mrs. Smith or anything like that. I mean, because they are looking at some movies that do have some sort of artistic integrity where something like, well, we just churned this out for money. Right. The average person is going to say, that's Best Picture.
Right. Right. Transformers would win everything.
Yeah. The point here is that it's all based on opinion. So every there's not going to be one award ceremony that's not going to be flawed.
Yeah, you can't have a true best of based on something that's artistic because it is all opinion. I mean, you can do like, okay, which movies made the most money because that's monetary, that's math. Yeah. You can add that up.
Exactly.
Anything short of that, you just can't do it.
It was just like I said. Even learning the process of how these films are nominated and who's actually putting in the votes. That whole process as far as people getting screeners, people voting, people getting screeners and letting their kids or relatives watch them and then have them tell them, okay, which one do I pick? I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a big myth or something about how those movies are picked as far as Best Picture and stuff. But just hearing the rumors of how they are picked, it's just like...
Well, that actually would go back to your initial idea of having regular Joes picked.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I guess the idea that the films that are being nominated, that's my issue. The films that are being nominated are films that are films that nobody's watching, nobody's seeing. I mean, that's my argument, honestly.
I mean, I don't know. So many. See, that's the thing. So many these opinions based on ceremonies based on opinions. I mean, everybody's gonna have different ones.
I just don't buy into it. Personally, I just don't like it.
No, it's not that I don't like it. Like I said, I'm the type of person where I like to have an excuse to go drink and just do a bunch of shit. Mm-hmm. But as far as it's not perfect. I don't take it seriously, and even when I'm watching the awards, I cease to get excited anymore now because I mean, it's just
what's a big production. I mean, you can tell who's going to win just by what the sets look like.
Well, that's what cracked me up. The year of Titanic, the whole set was made up like the Titanic. It's like, gee, I wonder if the Fix is in on this award.
But every now and then they throw you a curveball, and that's what's interesting. Like that year that 3 6 Mafia won for best song, and then 3 6 Mafia came on stage at the Academy Awards, and you could hear them. Yeah, I want to say thank you to my nigga Mickey Dickey out there and my hoe out there. And people in the Academy Awards. You can see guys like holding their purses and holding their wives and grabbing their wallets and shit. I'm like, fuck this.
And you know what? That year when I saw that happen, that was the only thing that held my interest was seeing the reactions off those people. I'm like, you know what? They should throw in a curveball. Like whoever organized this was a genius, and that was the only time I ever gave a shit.
And they had the musical number where they had like a prostitute walking and dancing and shit. Yeah, exactly. For Hustle and Flow.
Like, give a little back to the people that actually went and saw that movie, and like give them their props.
But you know what? I will say this much. To its credit, you do feel really good for that small movie that does get recognized.
That
and
is
needs
true,
it.
yeah.
And that's why it's the only reason why I would say that we need something like that. Right. That year, a really small movie that probably wouldn't be noticed had the Academy not said something was Once, and the movie got recognized for its song. Is that the name of the movie? Once with
the guy singing.
Yeah, they make the song. Yeah, and that was a really good movie, small movie. Yeah. Normally would have been shuffled along and nobody would have heard of it really. Right. But hey, it got lucky. Academy Award made it big, and so it has its good points and bad points. Right. No, but really nothing to take serious. So I agree with you there. Yeah. All right, I'm tired of talking to you, son. I got to go Christmas shopping. Where do you get a robot? Look at your hat. Look at your hat and put it on
in
your.
In this case, I'd say a personality upgrade.
Yeah, angry boy.
I know, boy.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize to Movie Lord. It's funny how I think what happened was that moment that he wrote that. You never heard me come on the show and complain about that. But
No, I
at the
have
same
none.
time, it's just like when I think about that, and I'm like, what would give somebody the balls to like just come out and just call you out out of no reason? That like you give them no excuse to do that, and they just do it just because they can. I guess that's what that ate at me, and it just made me flip out.
Man, you
no,
have
because
to
you get Corey,
understand,
I
yeah.
will say you are absolutely right. That is why you're doing everything right on this site, and I appreciate you for it. That's what keeps me having a job. Because if I did have this site, if I did get to control it
left and right,
you guys would be gone, and it'd be turned into a porno site, and that's it.
All of you who aren't
And
hot
that's
chicks,
it.
you're out of here.
Exactly.
I would love to put you in charge for a day.
Oh, don't do that, Corey,
Come back.
please.
What happened?
Don't do
I know.
that.
Spill is on fire.
Don't
Yeah,
do
like-
that.
yeah,
no,
like-
the world would burn. No, don't do that.
Hey, look, man, listen, it's just like when you have a classroom of people.
Right.
Everybody is a good person. You get that one bad person, you know them.
Right.
You get your bad people are your spammers. Your bad people are the ones who come in
Mm-hmm.
and just continuously every day find trouble with people.
Right.
And your other people are the ones who sexually harass other people and do things of that nature. We haven't really had that much of a problem.
No,
And I think
no,
it's
no.
because, and this isn't me giving myself credit,
It's
but
because
I,
we're cool.
yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
it. I think it's because we're patient and look, like I said, when people come to me with that crazy shit, most of the time I'm just like, I think you're a great person.
Yeah.
You know, tone it down a little bit until the next time.
Right.
You know?
And I tell you what, though, I mean, we do have a format where we can be very vocal, and it's really easy for me to go off because I know there's no consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, for all I know, this
Like-
kid would see me and he'd fucking play basketball with me and fucking throw me up against the curb and throw me at a bus. So I'd be powerless, but I'm just talking shit.
We really
and
do.
that's all I'm doing.
I just
I'm
don't
just
want,
talking shit, and I don't mean I don't want to scare that kid off. And I'm not looking to kick anybody off. I haven't done it. I can't do it.
Okay,
But,
so Movie Lord, if you come to Austin, the co-host is going to buy you lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Hey, and-
People who know me know me,
Yeah,
and I tolerate a lot of things. I tolerate a lot.
I know
of
you
things
do.
of a lot
I just
of people.
I just love when you go up and it's just rare
it
that
just
you,
goes-
it's just
hey,
rare that you get this passionate about
Yeah,
shit.
it is
it-
funny
it-
because he
It
almost
is a
never
train
loses
that
his
doesn't
cool.
stop. It
I know.
doesn't.
You lost
I
yours
feel-
on that. Obviously, that kid did something to you, pissed you off.
He did it. He did that one. He did that one thing, and it's just like it's like going back and
you were
reliving
getting mad
a
right
car
now.
wreck, and I'm just like
Look at him.
that
There's
motherfucker.
smoke
He is
coming out of
going
him
to
behind
pay.
him.
I'm glad you brought him up, Corey.
No, Movie Lord. Now you know me. I've been very patient with you. I'm patient with everybody. Look,
Yes.
we have a great community here. I do not want to go in and ruin that because
No. I'm not here to do that.
I cannot afford to go in and be shitty to people.
Right.
I just can't, and it's very sincere. I like people. I think, like you said, people have accused me of being nice to a fault, and I accept that. But it's better than being pissed off.
No,
all the
you're
time,
absolutely right. Because, and the thing is, like I said, hey, I give you credit on that. You know
For kissing
me.
ass.
You know me. I mean, hey, I don't have any of the problems that Leon has with people. I mean, I don't get any of that.
Man, I'm nice to everybody, but people just
and
jump.
you are, and people jump on your ass, and for some reason they don't do it to me. I guess because I'm a robot. I don't know why. I ain't and I don't even care. I'm glad that I just still get lots of hot women on my goddamn comment page. And thank you, ladies,
You
for being
do
out
that.
there. And I will do my best to protect them from kids like Movie Lord.
There
every
we
once in a
go.
while, but
Oh, here we
no,
go.
I'm kidding.
Movie Lord.
I'm fucking with you, dude. I'm sure if we met, we would fucking get along great. And
Here we go.
You know, there you go.
Look at it. He wants to
Yeah.
crunch.
Damn it.
Yeah, you
Is
over
that
there
I
eating
know?
them too.
I know.
But I turned. I came way across the room over here to eat a pork rind.
Say,
And you know something,
black
too?
people and pork rinds. I don't know what it is. It's just
Man, I don't
kryptonite.
even eat pork rinds. I don't eat that much. I don't eat that much meat. But when he brought these in, I smelled that and I was like, I got to have
I was
one.
like, that shit is laced with cocaine or heroin or something. I don't get it.
I
You guys
think-
can't. Leon can't stop looking at that goddamn bag.
I don't buy pork rinds. I don't ever eat pork rinds. The only time I eat them is like when I see him with them.
I know. And it's funny how he keeps on eating regardless that we're doing a goddamn show. It's like, I don't give a shit.
He loves them. All right, the black man's crack is pork rinds.
Yes.
Besides crack, and, there we go.
So is that another let's do this? Cause
I guess so.
I
Are
am
you exhausted?
done. I am.
No, we're
exhausted.
done, man. We're done. No,
we're finished.
Yeah,
So.
see, I told you, you gotta be ready to hang,
You
man.
gotta
We-
hang with us, dude.
I know.
We get into all kinds.
we do this
we're
all
trying,
night.
Yeah, we're trying to solve the world's problems. We're trying to solve Movie Lord's problems. You got your problems with the pork rind.
We do this all the time.
Yes.
You guys like a couple of Lionel Richies over here all night long.
Yeah. We do
All
this.
night
Leon, I don't know if you've been told this, but you know this whole time you've been hanging out with us, you could have watched The Dark Knight at least twice.
I love it. See, you talk about, man, I want to do this with y'all. Let me come and record. And like, and look at him, me and Cole are still like, man, we talking more. Let's talk about Osama bin Laden. Now. Where is he? And you up here like, fuck, man.
Leon, this is not Leon.
I can see that for me to come back for another one of these, I'm gonna have to go out in the woods and train hitting the bamboo poles and the trees, and running in the snow next to Ivan Drago.
You gotta go through some Rocky training.
You gotta put those knives underneath your armpits with the jugs of water.
Come on, Rock, you can do it.
Damn, boy, this has been a long one.
Anyway, Movie Lord, we love you.
All right, Movie Lord, we do love you, man.
You were the star. You were the star of this show. All right,
everybody just chill out.
He's gonna be so pissed.
I know.
No, he's not. Hey, I'm out of here. He has a heart of gold.
He does, man.
I think I'm gonna put up a watch.
Hey, I would just tell Movie Lord, don't get mad at me because I already have a long list of arch enemies, and I got no room for anybody else.
He's one of my favorites. I like that guy. He's been. I tell you what. I'm gonna end with this. Movie Lord has been here since the beginning.
That's true.
Yeah, he really has, and he hasn't left yet. That guy, that's why I'm saying he's a contributor. He's not a fucking average member, man. He comes in and does shit. So, including pissing people. But no, he
does a lot.
Man, we're fucking with you, man. All right, y'all. We're getting out of here. We're gonna let Leon go because he's about to fucking collapse. Yes. Those pork rounds fucking with you. That's not us. That's what you get. All right, y'all. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
See you, punks.